I'm saying something so you know that I'm real. All right, let's see. I think we're live. Is everyone feeling good today? Is everybody here? We're actually going to close that down because we're going to be in Unity today a little bit.
Super live.
Cool. All right. Hopefully everything works today. Trying out some new stuff. I want to see. I'm going to just add something to TikTok just to see if that shows up in our other thing. It's a little delayed, I've noticed, but it should be fine. If it doesn't work, then I don't know. Connect. Oh, here we go. I gotta hit this connect button, I think. Hey, everybody. You know how we start. We start a little rough. So if you're here in the first minute or two, that's what happens. Testing again. Now it should pop through, maybe. Yeah. Sweet. It does work.
Nice.
Awesome. Anyway, we're excited because we've got a unified chat now. Technically, we're streaming to 3 platforms. I'm not going to list them because one of the platforms doesn't like it. So, but now we've got a unified chat. I can see chat from all the places. So welcome, everybody.
Yeah, welcome. That's one of the things that's been toughest about this for me is just keeping track of chats in different places. It's been a real challenge. Easy to miss things. Hopefully it's easier to see everything now. We'll see. I'm ready to watch you play some Crank today, Joe.
Yeah. All right. We're going to start the day in Unity. So this is a...
don't know what's going on. We'll see.
My internet...
But the look on the
screen successful. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, good.
Anyway, I'm saying we're in Unity. We're on a new build. And we've got some new settings. Anyway, the updated rider model's in here. She's looking so stylish. But that's not what we really want to show you. We want to show you the new camera stuff. So we're going to spend the beginning doing the camera stuff. You guys can give me feedback if you have it. It's still very work in progress. I'll talk about what's a work in progress and what we're thinking of doing and all those things. And then after we kind of go through this, we'll just go back to a new version that I built for myself today that has some new trails from Cedric. And we'll rip some trails, and then I don't know. Then we'll do whatever we want to do. I think I still... Good. I think we're good.
I'm set up over here too, but I'll
Dude,
be
Suron, you
kicking
can't
here
pedal
soon.
a Suron. What are you talking about? Do Surons have pedals? I don't think they do, right? Don't they just have pegs? So anyway, here is the new camera settings we've got. So Zach, because we wanted the arms to not be invisible, Zach has done some magic, and now we've got multiple camera views. This is the head view. So the head view is simulating a GoPro, whatever, action cam under the visor, like on the forehead. So that's this one. So we'll rip this one for a bit. But then we've also got chin view. So that's like if you put it on the chin mount. This one gets a little lower, which can look interesting at times, but we're talking about fixing how that will be. And then we've got chest view. It's like you've got a chesty. Obviously the arms will get fixed. She looks like a Barbie doll right now, very plasticky. So that we know is something that needs to be worked on. So this is the chesty view. Then we've got the bike one where this one's connected to the bike, and like when the rider moves, it's connected to the bike.
We're getting a lot of double voice comments here, Joe. Echo.
Guys.
I assume you guys mean it's Joe who's echoing, because I really haven't said very much yet. Am I echoing also? Please let us know. Thank you.
You know what's annoying? TikTok, if you're listening, before the stream starts, I mute a microphone. I hit live, it unmutes the microphone, and you have to go back in and remute it. So what's up with you, TikTok? What's with that nonsense? All right, should be fixed. Sorry, guys.
Lucas Brownie, guys. Thank you, all of you guys who helped us out there. Very much.
So anyway, those are the camera settings. We've got head, chin, chest, bike, drone, which is third person. So we're going to go test those. We're going to test them now, and we'll talk about them. Let's go to a trail. Oh, no, let's do paper wings. One of the issues with the new camera stuff is that a lot of the physics actually has changed because the rider and the way the rider weight was. So a lot of the bunny hopping and other things feel really different. So it's like hard for me to kind of play. But Zach and I were talking about it today, and he's got ideas on how to fix it and actually make it better than it was before. That's the plan. So that's one thing he's working on. But you can see the camera's a little different. Obviously the fingers and all that stuff are still work in progress. A lot of the stuff has not been figured out yet. But a general impression of this new camera angle, I think, is pretty decent. I think the things that feel different, I'll be interested how you guys think it looks, because you guys obviously can't feel it, you're just looking at it. So I think if it looks okay to you, but then maybe it is just the camera that's making it feel weird to me, if that makes any sense.
And you're talking about the angle that you're showing us right now, right?
Yeah, because I think what it is the physics have changed a bit. And I think the physics are what are throwing me off and not so much the camera, but it's hard to know, you know?
I think the bike looks really cool in this angle.
Yeah, so do I. Kind of shaky. Yeah, that's one thing I told Zach was like, it felt like it was a little too jittery and it needs to be smoothed out. So that's one thing I think he'll fix.
You said you were going to play some new trails today as well, Joe. What are we talking about? What do we have to
kind of
witness?
this section, but the build I'm on doesn't have the newest stuff. So after we kind of show off these new camera things, I'm going to switch back over to a different branch that has new trails, but not new camera stuff. So we haven't merged those branches together. They're on separate branches, which is why we can't have it all in one version. I want to see what chat's saying. Did the other one? See, the other chat died. Let me fix it.
Yeah, I'm looking at Karate Kid. This game is called Cranked. See it in our username. Paula asks how much the game will cost. We're not sure yet. You can get it now for as little as $5 though, and you would get everything that we release for the next month, and you get to keep them for good. And it's only $5. But when it's actually released eventually, I'm not sure what the final price will be. We're only on, what are we on today, Joe? Day 185, something like that.
I looked. Let's see, 188.
188 is how many days this game has been
Yeah.
alive.
The,
Big Mac, thanks for the follow, brother.
the TikTok thing's broken, Brian, just so you know.
Yeah,
So
I'm just over on TikTok itself right now.
yeah, I'm going to pop that one out like I normally do. We'll fix it later.
Marco, good to see you hanging out, man.
Okay. Anyway, back to this. I'll do another run on this first angle, and then we'll do a run on the next one. But curious what you guys think. Obviously, like I said, there's issues. Like currently the way the rider leans is wrong, which also makes the camera like that. Makes the camera look kind of weird, I think. But I feel like I'm like, I don't know if the ragdoll's been changed up too. So let me do some crashes.
All right. Our friend who has all the emojis and always requests the Suron is back, and is once again not only requesting the Suron, which is totally good, man. We know you're into it, and that's cool. But also clarifies that yeah, they do indeed have pedals, Joe.
Wait, do they really?
I mean, this guy's got to know about what's up with the Suron. He always comes to the lives and requests them every time. He must know that they have pedals. I just trust you, dude. I think you're right. I'm not even gonna look it up.
Nah, dude, you're wrong. They got pegs, man. They don't have pedals. They have pegs. You cannot pedal.
Maybe it's aftermarket. Maybe it's aftermarket, all for cosmetics.
Yeah,
Could
maybe
be the case.
But anyway, my whole stick, whatever. My whole deal with the pedal assist bikes in the game. Okay, anything that you can just like crank on without a pedal assist, I don't think belongs in this game. That's just my opinion. And luckily for me, my opinion holds a lot of weight in this game, so they won't be going in the game.
Yeah, it does. It does. Indeed. Enka, thanks for the follow very much.
Oh, am I going to get like a... Oh, that's because I'm on a Uni build. I was like, oh, I might get a fast time. So anyway...
Michael Rivera. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
This is the new head cam. We'll do chin cam in a second. Missed a gate. Now I'm off trail. Yeah, I think it's a little shaky. Woo! Kind of want to crash so you can see the ragdoll, but we'll keep going. Brian, you can answer chat if you want while I'm ripping.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting, you know, I've never ridden a Suron before. I don't know anything about them, but we are having some disagreement in the chat about whether or not they have pedals. Should be a very kind of obvious. It seems like you feel like it is pretty obvious, Joe.
I mean, I just Googled Surons and look at a bunch of pictures and they all have pegs.
Okay.
Like, I don't see a single one with pedals. So,
Gotcha.
you know, the thing is with the Suron, you can accelerate without pedaling. It's basically a combination of a dirt bike and a mountain bike, where an electric mountain bike, most of them, at least all of them that I've ever ridden, you have to be pedaling to be getting assist. You can't just like hit a throttle without pedaling.
Right.
All right.
Is there a tutorial, Alex asks, on how to download it, Joe?
Yeah, actually, if you join the Patreon, we're going to switch views. If you join the Patreon, there's a video in the first top section of Patreon that says read this first, and there's a tutorial video in there on how to do everything. Download, install, play, all that stuff. So this is the chin view, which I don't like as much because I think when I go to jump down, it goes too low. That's like the issue with this one. You know, if like this is fully squatted and you can see, you know, the bars kind of get in the way.
Period says, can I play it right now? Yeah, guys, you can play this game right now. You can just subscribe to our Patreon. It's as little as $5 a month, and you'll get the current version that's out, and you'll get every other update that we do over the course of your subscription. If it's a 1-month subscription, you might get 2 or 3 updates usually. It just depends on what we get through, but it's usually at least a couple, and you get to keep them for good. You can see if you like it, and you know, if you want to keep subscribing and kind of hanging out during the development of an indie game, then you can do that. And if you accumulate $50 over time, you will get a key for the final game. So yep, you can play it right now on Mac or PC, and some people are playing it on Steam Deck as well. You have to kind of sideload it, right, Joe?
Yeah, there's a Linux build up too, so if you're on Linux, you could try it, but mostly that was for side loading on Steam Deck.
We got a cool comment here from Owain Robes. So yeah, good. He's still in the chat. I see you're up there at number 3. Owain, what's up, man? I'm gonna hit your comment up right now because I don't think anybody's ever asked this before. We used to get we made the Mad Skills Motocross and Mad Skills BMX and all those Mad Skills games too. We used to get this comment a lot there, and that is, can you add a small kid-size bike? Have you considered adding a kid-size bike and a kid to the game eventually, Joe?
Well, we did get the post I made on Monday where I asked what kind of bike types people want. We got a ton of
Ah,
people wanting kid bikes or small bikes, but a lot of
okay.
people said they wanted an adult-sized person on the small bike.
So like
So,
pit bike style. Okay.
yeah. So anyway, guys, this was the
Cool.
chin view, which I'm not a fan of in the current state because you can get too low like this. I don't like it. What do you guys think in chat? Let's see. I want to read over here.
Yeah. Sean Carpenter, I just want to kind of say, Sean just said it's the best $5 he ever spent. Thanks, man.
Hell
It's
yeah.
crazy how much gameplay you can get out of this game already in its early stage.
This is chest view. So this one looks like you got a chesty, you know, which I kind of like, but I also still think the camera's going too low. It's probably because the rider's going too low, maybe. Look at those cheeks
Yeah.
coming through too. That's cute. You know, so it could be that. But anyway, let's go do a run with chest cam so you guys can see. And then we'll switch over to the normal build and we'll just play normally. So for those of you just joining, we're kind of in Unity right now, our game engine we use. And we're just kind of showing off some new stuff that's a work in progress, like these new camera angles. They're very much a work in progress. They go too low. There's things wrong with them. It's kind of jittery. But now we've got more options where you can place the camera. I think next up, Zach wants to redo the bunny hop because we think the bunny hop with the new rider model with the weight changes cause some differences in physics. So we're going to improve that. Go ahead, Brian. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say we're kind of dead over on the Red app side of things today a little bit. We're doing fine on TikTok, but over on the Red side of things, it's lower than usual. So that's normally where our regular crew hangs out. So maybe everybody's riding today instead. Could be that.
So this is the chesty cam. See what you guys think. Like I said,
Period.
work in progress.
Asking if you have to pay, if you have to subscribe, I'll answer you in just a minute, man, for sure. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Nah, just saying work in progress. Go ahead.
Yeah, the way that you can play the game right now is by subscribing. We don't have a free demo yet. We will. We're going to work on a free demo, and we hope to have it out this winter. That's the plan.
Whoops.
So, if you don't want to subscribe right now to our Patreon to play now, just hang tight, and we'll have something you can play eventually. And you can maybe follow us here or wherever you want to follow us on the socials and keep track of what we're building over here. It's a develop in public approach that we're doing. We're on day 188, I think Joe said a little bit ago, so it's super early.
188.
Focusing on physics initially, wanted to get the gameplay right. Our view is a game without epic physics. Everything else is kind of dressing, and it doesn't matter all that much if the physics aren't great. So we want to make sure that we make the best physics we're capable of. That's what the original focus was. And now we putting a lot more time into the graphics. Most of the environment you see is placeholder still, but the bike is the Frameworks bike. We're working with those guys, and we put their downhill bike in the game. Maybe their enduro bike one day as well. I think it's one of the coolest bikes I've ever seen in my life. And now we're working on riders too. We finally have a female and a male rider. Can you equip the male rider yet, Joe?
Well, breaking news, literally breaking news. Breaking news that Maggie just messaged me and said, here comes some renders for the male rider. So she's loading them up now. I'll find a way to get those on stream. Usually I prepare that before, but we will show you guys in a bit. But I wanted to show you that I think the wheelies with the new rider somehow feel better too. It also looks nicer and more immersive now that the arms don't get cut off. Like, I know they're plasticky and it looks like Barbie hands, and we're going to fix that. But you guys didn't like arms cut off, so now instead we've got this. Obviously the arms look a little long, but if you look at a GoPro view from this angle, arms always look long and stretched out the way the camera kind of does it. Will there be whips? There's already whips. It's free physics. You do what you want. So here, let me show you some whips.
We have whips. We have 360s. Anything you can do with free physics, you can do right now. No animations at this point. Eventually, if we want to do certain tricks, we'd have to have certain types of animations. But
oh yeah, and this is the lock to bike camera. Sorry,
that's right. For now, it's all free physics stuff.
So with lock to bike, the whips will look kind of crazy. Like, let me go back to chest.
Lunar says add gloves. Yeah, the rider we just unveiled a couple of weeks ago. We haven't done much with the clothes yet. We started with the female rider. Joe just mentioned he just got some renders of the male rider as well. Once we get the people right, then we'll work more on the stuff that they're wearing. We haven't done a helmet yet either. So they're riding with ball caps and stuff.
It feels so different riding in like a new camera view. We still need to work on making it so the camera doesn't always point the direction the bike is pointing. Like, you know, for whips and stuff, you want the camera to keep looking at the trail ahead of you and like spotting your landing. So that's something Zach needs to work on. But yeah, I think some like, see, because right now you throw a whip, it looks kind of like that. So anyway, that was the new build. I just wanted to show you guys real quick. Here's the new, one of the new riders we've got. Obviously she needs a helmet and some other things, but I think she looks rad. And Maggie sent me some renders. We got to figure that out. But all right, that's enough for the Unity build. Let me close down Unity, and we will.
While you're doing
switch.
that, I'll do a quick run through.
Yeah.
Of chat, Joe. We've got Will It Be Free? We'll have a free demo, but no, the final version is not going to be free to play. We will never do microtransactions in this game. We're not going to do like pop-up advertising or anything like that in this game. It's just going to be a premium game. It'll be a reasonable price. We're not sure what it'll be eventually, but we will do a free demo hopefully this winter. Jaden's asking where to report bugs. What's your preference on where to report bugs, Joe?
Best place would be Discord, and there's a bug channel.
Luke says a W for no microtransactions. Yeah, we committed to that from the get, man. Bentley says, "Can I try it out?" You can. Yeah, you can try it out just by subscribing to us on Patreon. It's only $5 for a month. You know, you can make it a recurring subscription if you want, or just try it for a month and see what you think, and you'll get all of the updates that we send out over the course of that month. And you get to keep them for good, and it's already crazy fun. So, you know, even if you just play for one, you'll have a lot of fun with it. And if you don't, if you hate it, just tell us and we will refund your money.
All right. Let me figure out a way to get this mail render over here and show you guys. How can I do this?
I'll answer one more while you're thinking about that. Akko says, this game with MX bike physics would be so good. Well, a lot of people think the controls are very similar and the feel is kind of similar. The physics are definitely different, but you know, I spent a lot of years on motorcycles, and now I spend my time on mountain bikes now, freshly, and they're so different. Like, I don't know how the physics of MX bikes, which are immaculate, amazing, those physics are for a completely different vehicle. So don't think it would make as much sense. And also, we're going for something more accessible. MX bikes are very difficult to learn, and that's got its place and super cool. It's just not what we're going for. But if you haven't played it yet, check it out. It's fun.
All right. Sorry, guys. Let me upload. Usually I do this before, but Maggie just sent it, and I want to be able to show you guys. So bear with me, and I'll have this ready in a minute.
All right. Freddie Rickman says, why does she need a helmet if it's only a video game? Well, she doesn't. I mean, she's a virtual character. She's not going to get hurt, but we just think it looks cooler. I mean, none of us ride without helmets. So, you know, we kind of, when you make video games, what I've always found is like, you add realism in where it doesn't affect fun in a negative way. You make it fun first, and then you add realism where you can to make it cooler in that way if it doesn't negatively affect fun. Realistic bikes, realistic gear, realistic setups, etc. That doesn't make it worse. It makes it just kind of another cool element of realism. But we also want a lot of customization options in this game eventually. So, you know, the idea is that you can kind of look the way you want to look when you play, because you'll be playing with friends and that type of thing. So you should be able to express yourself.
You guys should be seeing this.
Yeah. Yep, it's up. Wow. First I've seen this. First
I've seen it. There's a full length one. Wait, I thought this was the... There should be a way to see his feet, I thought. Maybe I downloaded the wrong one. Anyway, this is the dude. Do you guys want me to figure out to download this other one, or let's see? Yeah, why is it not? It's like not showing the full. Nope. I don't know keyboard shortcuts on this. Let's see. Zoom out. How do I zoom out? I don't know. rotated.
Pin says 90s bikes would be sick. Would be cool to get some classics bikes in there. We did that in Mad Skills Motocross 1, right, Joe? With all the
Yeah,
Suzukis?
I think so.
Yeah, we had a range of Suzuki dirt bikes throughout the years, basically, in the original Mad Skills Motocross.
All right, sorry, I didn't get a great version. It's not Maggie's fault. It's my fault, but
No worries.
I don't know why it's downloading in a weird way. But it should show the whole body.
Ari Carr says, will there be real life brands? Yeah, there already is. Joe's sitting on a Frameworks bike right now, and we want to do real world clothing brands, gear brands, helmet brands, other bike brands. We did a lot of that in the mobile games that we made. Lots of real world brand things. It just really works in action sports, man. You know, if you did that in a pro football game or something, like an American football game, it'd be cheesy because nobody cares about brands in football. They care about teams, but they don't care about brands. But in action sports, it's very different.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Matas. Joe and I are both owners of Mad Skills Motocross, and we're both long-term members of that team. I'm one of the founders of Turbo, which is the company that makes Mad Skills Motocross and Mad Skills BMX and all those games. So, yep, we did all that stuff for many years.
Now we're on some new trails by the legend Cedric, also known as Ancrass. And look at this new hip we have. It's a monster.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, I haven't hit this. So this is the first time I'm riding this bottom part. It ended at the hip last time I tried it. Oh, that's a nice little flowy section. Oh, this section's going to be nice when I hit it clean. Oh, that's big.
Yep. You have to hit that previous section.
And then that
first,
probably, and then that probably gaps into here. All right, let's session this for a bit. This will be nice.
Ruben is asking, can you make custom frames and forks and stuff? Nothing like that. I mean, we're on day 188 right now, so I don't know if you're asking if you'll be able to do that eventually. You certainly can't do it now. We're still dialing in the basic graphics and things like that at this point in the game. What's your take on that type of thing eventually, Joe? Custom frames, forks and stuff. I mean, how would that...
I don't know how much... I mean, we want to do as much customization as we can, but I don't know how detailed we'll get. We obviously want to partner with real brands to get their bikes in the game. So you'll probably be able to select from different, like, complete bikes from different brands that you like. I don't know how much we'll... Ooh, sent that deep. I don't know how much we'll have, you know, customizing separate components other than, like, changing colors of things.
I got a number of other comments here, Joe, and I'm going to throw some of this your way. Is now a good time for me to hit these?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm getting, will it release on VR from Eddie? We get this a lot. We never really thought about it coming into it, but so many people, that's awesome, have asked us about that I'll just say it's on a radar. I mean, we're so early and we're focusing on PC now, and we want to do console after that. But VR is not off the table. We don't have any plans for it yet, but my goodness, people mention it to us. I guess it just kind of looks like it when you see it, and that's why we get that a lot. Pim says a couple things from Pinham. New trails, are they public? I'll let you answer that one second because I saw another one from him. He says, I have lots of hours in this game now. I've been wondering what those flower patterns in the dirt are. I'm guessing it's just early texture stuff that hasn't been smoothed out.
I think it's just the stamp tool that Cedric's using right now. I'm sure that stuff will change.
It's one of those things that looks that way because we've spent so little time on graphics. You probably can tell in a lot of ways. Now, if you look at the bike, you'll know we put real time into that, and the riders have been unveiled in the last couple of weeks too. But most of the environment, the surfaces, etc., it's mostly placeholder asset stuff that we got early because we refuse to focus on graphics before we feel like we've nailed the physics.
Little cheat code here that Jack's let us know about. Let me show you guys what I mean. So instead of me hitting this run up very boring, I can just place a ramp here. No, that's not what I wanted. Hold on.
It's pretty good.
There we go. All right, now I need to put my marker. All right. Needs to be a little forward.
The game's name is Cranked, guys. Cranked.
There we go. Now I can just drop in.
Boom.
A little bit faster run up for this trail. So anyway, back to the question about which trails are public. This one is not public yet. If you guys wanted to, I could probably, because the branches are separate now, so the stuff Zach's working on is on a different branch than what Cedric's working on. So if you guys wanted to, I could release a build tomorrow probably with whatever Cedric has done, which would mostly be this trail. Maybe there's another one that we'll find here in a second. I want to hit this gap though. I keep missing it. No, that's not the one I missed. That's the next one. Right here. I think you got to stay right a little. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that feels good. So if you guys wanted to, I could release these tomorrow. It's up to you guys.
If you are playing via Patreon right now and you have an opinion on whether these should be released tomorrow, let us know in the comments, please.
Ribeye says,
Frederick,
yeah.
the game is Cranked. What webcam are you using, Bryson asks. I'm going to guess you're talking to Joe.
I am using DJI Osmo Pocket 3 as my webcam. And I didn't buy it for a webcam. I had it for other reasons, but it works really well as a webcam, and it has face tracking. So I can move around and it follows me.
I have a simple Logitech C920. I have a 922 as well, but I actually think the C920 is better. But I've been looking at some different ones that I may upgrade eventually, but for now this is fine. I got some key lights that made it work a little bit better, I think.
Big old case.
Seems like the lights are more important than the actual camera is half the time. Sometimes I've used my iPhone as well. It's a little orange.
I wish I had a smoother drop there, but it works. Joe, are you attracted to the new rider? Asked Ribeye. Look, Ribeye, don't ask those kind of questions, all right?
Do we have a predicted release?
Riley's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Do we have a predicted release date? We don't. We don't. Just because, and I kind of find it to be a somewhat, I don't know, unimportant question at this point, just because everything's released always. So you'll always be able to play whatever the most recent version is. So I think a lot of times when somebody's making a new game, you can't play it. So the day that it's available to play, the release day is a huge day. It'll be cool for us too, and we'll have special things in store for it when that time gets here. But it's a little different when you just kind of show everything from the beginning anyway. But not sure yet. Hopefully sooner than later, though. We want to move as quickly as we possibly can. That's for sure. Jason says, Jason's loving the game. What did he say? I saw it a second ago, but he says the game's great. He's been addicted to it. Awesome, man. Thanks for supporting us and playing it.
This trail flows so nice.
Ruben says he just spent the last bit of his savings on BMX Streets on Steam. He wishes he could join the Patreon. Well, we'll be around, man. You know, if you're in a position to check it out later, cool. And if you're not, we'll have a free demo, hopefully this winter, and you can check it out that way. Even the demo is going to have probably at least 3 or 4 trails, right, Joe? Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, the first demo we do will have 4 trails. It's the prototype map. But then eventually the way I want the demo to work, because the way the game's going to work is this will be a big bike park. And when you first start the game, there's going to be 6 chairlifts, but you'll only have access to 1. So the way I would like the demo to work eventually is that you just have access to the first chairlift and the first zone, which will be this area right here. So all the trails you see right here would be what you could access in the demo. And then you would kind of be restricted to zone 1 and you wouldn't be able to unlock any other of the zones. So you basically get like 1/6 of the game in the demo, which is kind of a lot, actually.
Cool. Eric says, cool dudes, cool game. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Jeff asks, this is cool, Jeff. Maybe you missed the posts that Joe did earlier in the week, but he asked, what Easter eggs will you add? Joe made a post where he asked that question, so we'll pose it again. If anybody has cool ideas for Easter eggs, please consider dropping them in the chat. And we take community feedback super seriously. It's a lot more fun to make these games with people and to know what they think as you're doing them. So much, I don't know, more efficient in a way, really. So yeah, if you have ideas, let us know. Joe, what were some of the things that the community suggested when you last posed the question about what Easter eggs we should do?
I have it written down, but it's on my other computer. I mean, a lot of requests for like caves, obviously, and hidden trails and caves, which we'll definitely do. Bigfoot, other type of creatures like that. what's the Walker one? That's like a Native American. I forget. Bunch of stuff like that.
Like a spirit walker? Is it a spirit
Yeah,
walker?
Spirit Walker maybe. Bunch of different things.
Marie, thank you for the follow. Thanks so much. And also Chad and anybody else, if you're not following us, please consider it. We're doing something different than you usually see with developers. We develop with radical candor. We just talk about everything we do. Sometimes we have meetings in public. Today, Joe and I unveiled the first render of our male rider, and neither of us had ever seen it before. We just it's fun for us. We were making mobile free-to-play games, Mad Skills Motocross and BMX and those games for a long time, which is great. But we are kind of ready to not do free-to-play stuff anymore and to just focus on simple, awesome games built with passion. And we decided to do it in public. So, if you're not following us, please consider it. Follow along with this journey. You could support us on Patreon if you would like to, and you can play the game right now. The same builds we play. Yeah. We'd love to have you guys follow along.
Makai, I'm trying to answer his question here. Is this mostly just going to be typical bike park stuff? Feels like the last few trails have been very similar. This is the beginner area, so these trails are very kind of like mellow and dumbed down and easy for players to learn. Like this trail here will be the very first trail people play, and they'll come here. It's very mellow, wide, not much to it. So this will be like the main tutorial trail where we teach players pedal, brake. There's a couple jumps here towards the end of it. Whoops, hit a tree. So that one's pretty chill. Then the second trail will be this one that has a bunch of switchbacks right here with these big berms. So this will be the second trail, which is mostly teaching advanced turning and like leaning the bike with both sticks as they cruise around in this section. Boom, 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 all these. And then, third trail will probably be teaching the jump mechanic. And for that, where am I? Getting lost and probably making everyone dizzy. This will be the third trail. So these are jumps, but these jumps don't really require much hard jumping. So this trail is pretty chill. And then the new trail that I was just on is more of like, take some skill to hit those jumps and clear everything. So I think that'll be more of like an advanced jumping type, learning that. And it's got a split lane with a big hip. And then kind of hidden in between all this stuff are some little mini tech trails. So you can see like right here, we've got some like little mini tech stuff for the new players to kind of learn some tech. There's also a little mini tech trail right here. So that's kind of, this is the new thing I haven't tried yet. We gotta go try that. Let's go put a different marker.
We're getting backed up a little bit, Joe. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
We'll get to the comments here, guys, as soon as we can. It's always Joe and I are kind of figuring all this stuff out, and we're still trying to figure out the right balance of like playing the game and unveiling new stuff that we've got, while also paying attention to comments and keeping it all straight. So please stick with us. We will get to it the best we can.
Where's that new section I want to hit? I think it's off of
Hunter Boo. Thanks for the follow, brother. The game is called Cranked, guys. Pim says the tech stuff is some of his favorite stuff in the game so far. Very good. Blaze, thank you for the follow, brother.
Yeah,
appreciate
dude.
it, man.
There's the little secret spot.
Nice.
I haven't hit this trail yet at all, so I don't even know. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Little rock slab. Oh.
Nice.
Oh, that's
You got it. You got it.
Okay, so let me tell you the story behind this trail. Well, let's just go back to the top. Anyway, I was riding this new trail. This is kind of how a lot of this stuff just emerges. But I was riding this new trail from Cedric. And, there's a couple lines right here. But at one point, I missed my turn and I just hit this rock. And this rock was like a beautiful jump. And I was like, dude, you need to and there was nothing here at the time. So this trail wasn't here. But I kind of launched off this rock and was like, yo, Cedric, that rock is actually a really fun little lip. Like it's a nice little jump. I was like, just throw that so that if you land here, turn it like little secret trail. So that's what we're riding right now. We're riding this little thing that he just created.
Nice. All right, let me catch up a little bit here, man. Will the game be free? No, the game won't be free. The only way you can really do a free game, I mean, if you're on Game Pass, but that's not really free, or if you do, microtransactions and ads and things like that, developers have to make money to stay in business. And to do a free-to-play game, which Joe and I have done plenty of, you have to find a way to make money enough to keep going, or else you know, it doesn't make any sense. Nobody works for free. You have to make a business that will stick around. So we don't want to do microtransactions and stuff like that. We don't like it. It's not as much fun for us. We just want to make, like, we want every decision to be based on, is this going to make this game more fun? Is it going to make it better? And if you're free to play, you can't make every decision that way. You just can't. You have to think about, is this going to work? Is it, if the game is free and we add this other element in, these microtransactions for whatever, you have to start thinking about funneling players to those microtransactions, and it influences game design. It just has to happen that way, and it's okay. That's what free to play is. We just don't want to do it. So no, this one will never be free. It'll be a reasonably fair priced premium game where you buy it. I saw someone ask the question, will all of the trails be on one map? Yeah, initially the first release, all the trails will be on one map, and you'll buy that. We will eventually have DLCs where you can buy new worlds, new maps, etc. That is probably going to happen eventually, because that's the type of thing that can keep a studio going when you want to grow something. But we're not going to do microtransactions. We're not going to do ads, like pop-up ads or anything like that. So thanks for the follow, guys. We are going to probably hit 10,000 followers today in today's stream on TikTok. So
Also, what up, Aaron? Aaron just hopped in the chat.
Aaron, nice. And you want to help us get to 10,000 followers today, which I'm quite certain is going to happen, please consider following. Thank you very much.
Aaron, you missed us showing off some new stuff, so I'm going to go back to that build.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Cool. While you're bringing it up, I'll grab a couple more. LC Photography, going to follow. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Dylan, it's called Cranked. Trey Sawson does the follow. Thanks so much. Appreciate you guys very much. Are you playing with a controller or a keyboard? A controller for sure. We haven't put too much time into keyboard in this game. It's doable, but it's not really, to be honest, it's not very fun right now. You think it'll eventually be good on keyboard, Joe?
I wouldn't say that it's not fun. It's just I don't ever play these kind of games on keyboard, so I'm not the kind of player to like test it and know if it's good or not. We've had some other players who play keyboard and they say it's fine. There's some things they want adjusted and they want to be able to like customize their keybinds, which I get. But right now there's just like a set thing of keybinds and you kind of get what you get. And we're kind of adding in new features and sometimes we forget to add the keyboard keybinds for new things. So I don't even know if you can fly the drone with a keyboard yet. So primarily you should use controller for now. I mean, if we decide to ship the whole game with keyboard, we'll have to fix it up and make it better. But
what up, Bird Shizzle? Nice seeing you, my brother.
Oh, that's weird.
Noah Jaeger, Jaeger. I'm going to guess Jaeger. Great question. Never consider mod support. Not only have we considered mod support, but I think the first time Joe ever mentioned his dream for this game to me years ago, it already had modding as an absolutely essential pillar. This game doesn't get made without mods in it. We will add mods to it. It's even, I think we started in the alpha. We're going to start modding in the alpha phase. Right, Joe?
Yeah, I think so.
So that shows you how much of a priority it is. We will start the process of building our modding system in alpha. We're currently in pre-alpha, only on day 188 of developing this game. The vast majority of that time was spent on physics because it's the most important thing by a mile. And now we're starting to get around to fixing the graphics up. Trails also.
Yeah, I want to talk about, I know we've got a lot of questions, but we've also got a show to put on. So, I want to talk about...
Stone wants to see you ride too, by the way. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that feels better too, actually. I bet that's because the weight. The wheelies feel better. So I'm in a new build in Unity. Yeah, see, before you couldn't really do that and snap the brake back. Now you can. That's cool. Anyway, Aaron just popped in. So what is it? We are taking...
What up, Aaron?
What is this nonsense, dude? Jens, are you mod over on YouTube?
What's that?
Sorry, I need to like... No, I know, but there's a guy spamming the chat and I want to delete his...
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if Jens or someone can get on YouTube and delete that dude. But we've got new camera angles. That's what we were showing earlier for those of you who weren't here. But I'm in Unity. And let me go to the one I like. I think I like this one the best. But we're working on some new stuff. So this is like a build that's not out yet. See, this is what... Oh, this does have part of that trail. But anyway, we've got the new rider model in, new animations kind of in work in progress. Lots of new stuff. This was before that trail was finished that we were just on in the other build. Flipping
I just brought
cameras,
the hammer out on
weird.
YouTube.
Nice. Thank you. But anyway, I just wanted to show this off again for people who tuned in late. That we've got five different camera angles now. So we've got third person, which is like a drone angle, which the wheelies feel so much better in this now. Even like turning, we still got to work on the leaning animations and stuff, but wheelies are already feeling better. I think it's because the way Zach redid the weight of the rider, and I think it's more realistic now. One thing we do need to work on is the hops, because the hops still are like not doing much. So he's about to redo the whole hop mechanic. But anyway, we've got third person, we've got head cam, which is under the visor, chin cam, chest cam, which is cool, and now the arms aren't cut off, and then a bike cam, which this one's locked to the bike, which is kind of crazy and weird looking, but it gives you a unique perspective, I think. So anyway, that was the new build we were teasing earlier, and this is our new rider. And I tried to show the other rider too, but I don't know why that was being wonky. So let me go back.
Hey, Joe, I'll make a quick comment while you're doing that, just to everybody on TikTok. If you get a response on TikTok from Session Syndicate, that's me with our studio account. So I'm not super active on that. I mostly use it for responding to comments, etc., because Joe and I don't really like sharing accounts like that. So yeah, if I respond, I'm going to try to get some of these questions, Joe, just via text today, so we don't say them all necessarily out loud. So if you see it coming from Session Syndicate, it's me typing to you here on the screen, just an FYI.
People are asking if we'll get a new build tomorrow. I was saying earlier, if you guys want, I can release a new build, but it won't have all that new rider stuff. It'll just have the new trails, because we're on 2 different branches now, which means basically there's like 2 versions of the game, because Cedric's working on one version and Zach's working on a different version, and they can't be working on the same thing at the same time. So I could release a new build, and if I did, I would want to release this version, which is the one that just has some new trails. But I think we'll wait a while. The version with the rider still doesn't feel great. Like, I think if I released it to you guys, you'd be like, something's off, because there's things off. So I think that one will wait another week or 2. But if you guys want me to release this one with new trails, I'm happy to do so. Let me know if you want that. And I'm just going to session these trails a bit, and then we can go race if you guys want. There's still no race trails on this bottom section. There will be, though. Cedric and I were talking about that today, like which ones we want to do racing. Oh, there's a new secret trail he's working on. If you guys want me to show you the secret trail, it'll ruin the secret for you. But
I do have a question for you about race trails, though, when you get a chance, Joe.
Yeah, what's up?
What does that mean? What do you guys have to do, or what does Zach have to do to take a trail that Cedric has built and turn into a race trail? Is it just about completing the trail and then making it a race, like have a leaderboard is easy, or is there a lot of work to that?
Cedric has to go and place the markers. So like, look, if I go to a race trail, for those of you who are new or don't know, when you're in race mode, you've got these yellow markers, and you got to stay within the yellow markers like you would in real life. And if you go outside of a yellow marker, then the next time you pass through a set of them, it'll tell you failed the track. So in order to make a trail raceable, Cedric first needs to go and place all of these yellow markers out. And there's actually invisible walls you're passing through, and that's how the game knows you actually went through them. So he's putting out those invisible walls. And then the timing gates, like right here, you go through a timing gate. That's when you get your split times. So he's got to place those. And then the finish line gate. And then once all that's done, then Zach goes in there and creates a leaderboard for it. So we've got all these leaderboards. So that's what needs to be done on those new trails before they can be raced. But let's go to the secret trail. I'll show you how it'll be. So this is where the chairlift will go in the beginning. The very first chairlift will come to like around here. And most of the trails go down from here. So you've got a bunch of beginner trails. There's like 6 or 7. But, you know, if you're the kind of player to explore and go pedal uphill on your downhill bike a little bit, you might find secrets. And one of the secrets will be hidden behind this rock. So I just spoiled secrets for you guys. Spoiler alert. Oops, already spoiled it. Yeah, basically you come over here behind this rock, and then we're going to put another race trail down in here, which he just worked on this today. He threw this together so fast. I gave him this idea, and then like a few minutes later, I looked in Unity, and he had like already done this. I was like, dude. So it's not done yet.
Sorry.
But that'll flow down this way, and it'll meet up to the bottom.
Paytas Morgan heard 6'7" and flinched like an abused housewife. Oh, that's funny. Hey, followed the host. Thank you so much. Can you do tricks like whips and bar spins? Bryce wants to know. You can't do bar spins yet because we don't have any animations in the game. Everything is physics based, but anything you can do with real physics, you can do in this game. So you can do whips, you can do 360s, you can do flips. There's a flip for you. All physics based stuff. There could be animated tricks in the future. We would want to be very careful about that because I think that can go really wrong if you're not careful. But fortunately, Joe, I think, has what I consider a slam dunk of an idea to make tricks really dope in this game. So, not a super big priority 188 days into the development of our game, but eventually it will be. Yeah, we want to do it for sure. Paytas, thank you for the follow.
Take a look at the leaderboard, see what we want to race on. We're 10th there, 3rd, 4th, 3rd. Ooh, 15th here. 16th.
IDK, thanks for the follow. We are definitely going to hit 10,000 followers today at this rate. Love it, guys. Thank you so much. That's a really good milestone, Joe. 10K? That's
of course,
good, man.
It's amazing. Yeah, wheelies feel way better than the other build. Now that I'm going back and forth, it's crazy how much better the wheelies feel. It feels like way more realistic and natural.
Nice. It was super easy and felt, I don't know.
Oh no.
How would you describe a little bit more about how it feels different to you?
Yeah, let's go play both. So here's the current build. And if you notice when I turn the current build, it's like, see how the leaning, like I'm going to exaggerate it for you guys, but in the current build, if I wheelie and try to lean and I lean too far, see how it's like, it's doing this unnatural, like that's not, if you lean down in a wheelie on a bike like that, you wouldn't, it's weird. Let me show it to you in third person. Like, see, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but the leaning is just so, the rider's stiff. It's just like, it looks weird and unnatural.
Yeah.
Let's go back to this. This is the new build. And now if I do it, what camera am I on? I want to be on, well, we could do it on this one actually. I need to go downhill probably. Like he doesn't do that thing where like this is me leaning as far as I can, where before it was doing this really weird thing and crashing. And now it's more natural, but also the ability to use the brake to like tap you back. Like you can get this thing pretty far back and then slam on the brake. But the weight balance, like, when you guys get into a deep wheelie and you kind of get that balance point, like now it feels like legit, where in this version, that it never felt like, see how it's like, oh, the leaning feels off and this balance point never felt right. And like if I slam on the brake, it would come back super slowly.
Yeah.
And then you look at this and he hasn't even really worked on it yet. It's just natural. This is just from the natural like physics of him getting the new rider in, moving the weight of the rider around. But it's like much more natural looking in my opinion and bouncy. And this is without him even like working on proper body position and animations and such. But I could slam on the brake, comes down quicker. Probably needs to come down even quicker than that. Got to fix the fakie camera because right now there's a little bug where the fakie camera doesn't keep following the direction you're traveling. But you can ride fakie in this game. And we got to fix the hops because right now it's like impossible to hop out of fakie. But anyway, Chill Clinton was asking about the new cameras. So real quick, let's go through the new cameras again.
What up, Chill?
This is the new drone camera or third person cam. Then we've got a head cam. So this one is like under the visor type cam. All these are work in progress. Very early build. We're just kind of showing you a sneak preview. So this is under the visor. That's the low limit. So there's low limit. There's high limit. Then we go to chin, which the low limit's a little lower because you're crouched. It's on your chin. I think the low limit's a little too low on that one. Then this one is, what did I just move it to? Did it move? Oh, that's bike. Where's chest? Chin, chest. Here's chest cam. So it's like you have a chesty, which I kind of like this one a lot, actually. I feel like this is the most, once it's fixed up and a little smoother, I think this one's going to be my favorite. We'll see, though. And then this one's locked to the bike. So as I move the rider and jump around, it's just kind of with the bike, which is kind of unique perspective, but different. And then back to this one. Yeah, I'm really psyched with these wheelie physics. How they kind of just naturally came together.
Dodex, Alex, thank you guys so much for the follow. We're pushing up against 10,000 on TikTok today, and I'm certain we're going to hit it.
So that was that. Let's go back to the regular build. And we're going to go race. Was I on?
Dang.
What am I on? I'm on the good one. All right, we're going to go race lefty because if you guys look at the leaderboard, I'm in 16th, which is unacceptable. So I'm going to race this, and while I'm racing, Brian can answer you guys' questions.
Pin M got fourth on Livesville. Yeah, Birdshaw, how's my pronunciation there? And it took me hours of learning the trail, so it was so fun. That's one of the fun things about this game is very mad skillsy, in that you can just hang out on one trail for hours, and it's so fun to session and just slowly work your way up the leaderboard. I love that part of this game. It's one of my favorite things about it, actually. I answered this one in the chat, but Star Lord for 4,200 asked if there will be beer. We are talking about Erin, who's in our chat, and I will just say this about Erin: she has not missed one single live stream that we've done. Super active in our community, and it's just a really great early adopter of the game. But she had an idea for building this cafe that you can go into on the mountain and just kind of hang out with friends when we get real time, or when we get PvP, etc. in the game, and that's a cool idea. So we could always put a bar on the mountain as well, Joe.
Yeah, I'm down for bar. Chill Clinton said visor cam needs to be wider. There's still the FOV setting, Chill Clinton, so you know me, I like my FOV a little narrower. I don't know what my setting was, but if you wanted to make it wider, you could just bump that FOV up, and then you'll be wider. If that's what you're talking about.
I don't know if Gavin and whatever that symbol is, and IDK and Tom Witho are still here, but thank you guys. Paytas, thanks so much for the follow.
Oh, bar on top of the mountain. That's where the bar should be. Yeah. I think the bar should be like the last part of the mountain you unlock at the very top. So like once you kind of complete most of the game, then you get access to the bar. Or we have like a VIP bar up there, and when you beat the game, you get access to that. There's like another bar at the bottom. We have a dive bar at the bottom for everyone and a VIP bar up at the top.
The Fourth Horseman says, yo, this game looks fire. I swear, man, it's getting there. It's definitely getting there, and it's good that you see the physics and how much time we've put into it. We know the environment needs a lot of work. It's mostly placeholder. But I'll just say this. As fire as you might think it looks, you got to play it. When you play it, it's very different. It's called Cranked, by the way, to the person who just asked. I can't pronounce your name. And you can play it now. You can support us on Patreon now, and it's like a $5 a month subscription. Is the lowest version, but you get everything we release over the course of that month if you support us there, including the most whatever the current build is, and you get to keep them for good. And if you end up being a long-term subscriber and paid like $5 a month for 10 months, for instance, as we develop this game, if you accumulate $50, you'll get a key for the final game. So it's kind of like a way to be involved in the process of making a game. We develop it all in public. We're very open about everything we do. We make a lot of our big decisions in public while taking in player and viewer feedback. And then if you accumulate $50 over time, you get the game anyway. So it's kind of a way to get it over time. Fourth Horseman says, will you release it on PlayStation? Yeah, that's certainly the plan. We're focusing on PC first. But I think this game would be great on consoles. Joe, what do you think about this game on consoles? Do you think it'll be a
absolutely
natural fit?
I mean, we're developing it with consoles in mind from the beginning. So it's all controller based. I mean, some of the menus right now you need a mouse for, but once we're done, everything will be based around controller. So whether you're playing on PC or console or whatever, it's going to feel the same. We might have keyboard controls for the people that really like it. If it were up to me, and I guess it is up to me, but I kind of just I want this almost to be a game where you have to have a controller. But I know that there's I've heard some good reasons to have keyboard, and one dude's like, I want to play in class, and they can't have a controller in class. They'll know I'm playing a video game. I'm like, all right, that's a good reason for controllers or for keyboards. So we'll probably have both, but yeah, it'll fit. It's going to feel really good on consoles.
Nice. James Hoop says, how far in are we? Today is day 188 of making Cranked. If you go back 188 days, you won't find that wouldn't be the day we started it, because there was a period of about 2 months or so where we had to put things on pause. So we don't count that because we weren't doing any work at all. So we Joe and I did some math. We figured out what the number was, and the game has been actively in the process of being built for 188 days now. Most of the early days of that were spent on physics and trails. All these trails are being handcrafted by Antgrass. Some of you may know who Antgrass is. And then now we're getting a little more serious about the graphics. We got the bike done, the Frameworks bike. If you guys are mountain bike racing fans, you know who Frameworks is. And we're starting to finally get the riders in the game too. They looked really bad before, but fortunately the riders are starting to come around a little bit. Not this one. This is the old rider that looked awful.
And I'm slow today, but we'll figure it out.
Joe has another build that he was playing earlier, if you guys just came in, that shows the new rider, the new female rider that we have.
Should be hidden in the bar. Should be hidden in the cave. I think it would actually be kind of fun to have a hidden bar somewhere, almost like a speakeasy or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's exactly what that is, a speakeasy. That's a pretty good idea. You almost have to be able to find it or know somebody to get in. That's cool. This guy who suggested the bar earlier has no idea what he's done, because chances are Joe and I are going to be talking about this thing until it's real. That's all it takes. Make us both laugh, and it'll probably end up in the game.
I mean, that's our goal with this game, is just having fun with it, like doing silly stuff, putting in. You know, we're not going to get too silly. Like, we want to keep things kind of based on reality and mountain biking, but I think putting like a hidden speakeasy somewhere in where you can go hang out with people, drink beers, get drunk, and then go ride your bike drunk, I think that'd be hilarious and fun.
We've got two people, Kai and Garcia, both asking if we're going to add third person. Well, not only are we going to add third person, but we already have third person. This is an earlier version. Now, the one in the other build you were playing earlier, Joe, the actual third person feels different too, right?
Yeah, like third. And I'll tease it here after this run. I can go back and forth. But yeah, it's shaping up. It's a work in progress. It's getting there, but I'll show you where we're at here. And let me finish this though.
Cool. The Embalmer says, love seeing you guys' progression and passion toward this project. Keep it up. I swear, man, I haven't felt this invigorated about something professionally in a very long time. It's hard to think about other things than this game sometimes, because it's going so well and it's so fun. We both believe in it so much. Our whole team believes in it. So thanks, man. I'm glad that passion is coming through.
I'm right behind Julian. Julian is our intern and also Brian's son. So Julian, I'm going to race your time next if you're watching and destroy you.
Julian picking up some speed. He's been playing a lot. He doesn't have a gaming PC right now, so he's playing on his roommate's PC.
Nice. All right, let's go back to the other build for those that were asking about the third person. Cool. Here's the new rider.
Julian just commented, I got here just in time to hear what you said, Joe. That was kind of cool. What's up, son?
New rider, work in progress still. A little plasticky, Barbie looking, but we'll fix that. Also, look at this cool stuff. Let me tell you guys, actually, the reason you see this will get fixed eventually. But the way Zach is doing the camera now, you guys complained about, rightfully so, but you guys complained about arms being cut off. And the reason a lot of games have arms cut off is because where you're putting the camera, and you're putting the camera inside the rider's body. And if you actually rendered the whole body, you wouldn't be able to see anything because the camera's inside the body. So the reason the arms were cut off is for camera reasons. So our hack to make the camera work without cutting off the arms is that he displaces the body all wild and wonky like this, so that he makes room for the camera, but the arms are still there and everything. So you still see the full arms, but the whole body's like displaced. So eventually this bug will be fixed to where, like, when you're in drone view, you're not going to see Riley get stretched to oblivion. But if I exit drone view, and I'll show you guys this third person, it feels and looks much better than, it's still very much a work in progress, but it already feels and looks much better than the other guy we have.
I have a question, because I'm answering some questions with my keyboard. Let me know, y'all, if you're hearing me tap away on my computer, and if that's annoying. If it is, I'll try to mute when I do that. But Julian, if you're here, let me know if you're going to be responding to some comments in the TikTok chat. If you guys get a response from Cranked Intern, that's my son and our intern, Julian, WVU student.
Also, new ragdoll, so I'm going to just purposely crash a bunch right now, because the way the bike and everything, it's still work in progress, but how did I not? As you can see, work in progress because I landed on my head and didn't crash. But now the bike kind of moves more like a bike crashing, and Riley also crashes more.
I did notice, Callum, actually. I did notice you gifted, and I very much appreciate that. I don't know what to get. I don't know what it is though. Oh, it's a what's up. Yeah, I like that, man. What's up, dude? Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Sometimes it's not that we don't notice; it's that there's stimuli going everywhere. You gotta look at it. It's hard to focus on everything that's happening at one time, so it's never personal. But it's very much appreciated when you guys show support like that. Thank you.
Oh. I was gonna try to do. Let's go do some like.
There it is. Thanks again, Callum. Those are some GGs. Nice, man.
Where's the jump trail? Right here. Let's go hit some jumps with the work in progress third person. Let's see what like spins look like. We had a little dip spin.
Max is asking where it's releasing. It's on. You can play it on PC, Mac, and really on Steam Deck if you know how. Right now, if you support us on Patreon, you'll find a link in the bio that explains it all. But basically, it's a way that because we're only 188 days into making this game. We're pros. I mean, we've been making video games for a long time. I think I've been doing it for 15 years, and Joe for 12, something like that. But we're doing this one differently, a lot differently, and we're releasing stuff early and just kind of developing the whole thing in public. So. And self-funded, by the way. We don't have any publisher. We don't have any external stakeholders who are trying to make decisions for us or influence what we do. Everything that we do because we think it's the right thing to do and we think it's going to make the game better. So, if you're into that type of development, it's probably not for everybody. I think some people just prefer to like get a final game and play that. And that's cool. We'll have that available one of these days. But for now, if you like the early stuff and you like to kind of help steer a game that you're interested in, there's a pretty good opportunity for that.
Yeah, the weight of the bike feels better now. Look at Riley just rocking these wheelies.
Yeah.
Manuals.
Killing it. Her name's Riley, by the way, guys, if you want to know what he's talking about.
How
Maren,
far
thanks
back
so much
can
for
I
the
go?
follow. Is it better to play on controller or keyboard, Vigis? I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. THI. I'll call you this. 24. On controller or keyboard. I haven't played it on keyboard. I've only played it on controller. I think it's better. Joe definitely thinks it's better on controller. I guess if you're a keyboard player, you might like that better, but we haven't spent as much time fine-tuning the keyboard controls yet. So I think keyboard is not as good now as it will be eventually.
So you can't. That's one thing we'll have to fix. I don't know if Zach's watching. Probably not. You can't if you're in a manual, not a wheelie. So if you're not pedaling and you manual, you can't actually hit the ground, which is kind of funny. Well, that time I did. But anyway, we got to fix that. Anyway, this is back to the old build. Now let's go back to the other one. Keep switching back and forth because people are popping up. But we're trying to beat Julian. Julian's in chat. He's one position ahead of me. What are the times? Let me show you the leaderboard. So as you can see, I'm Joe Mama so fast at the top in 11th there. I'm a 124.5, basically 124.6. Julian's a 123.6. So I've got a second to shave off. So that's what we're going to do right now. And while I do that, Brian can answer your questions.
That's a nice fast time, Juliano. Nice work, man. Let's see. So show the biggest jump on the trail. Well, Joe's speedrunning right now, trying to beat Julian, trying to beat his time. So he's going to race for a little bit, but a little while later, we can definitely go hit some gaps later. That's fun to do too. Black Jackie says, when do you think it'll be out? Well, it's out already in a way because you can always play everything that we do all along the way. But I guess the question is, when do we think it'll be in like its final release form? And that's going to be a while still. We will do a free demo on Steam sometime this winter is what the plan is. And then we will eventually have early access on Steam too. I think Joe is talking about a year or so for early access maybe. We'll see. I mean, sometimes we move a little faster than we thought we were going to, so you never knew. But then whatever we consider, the final sort of released version, that's a ways out still, definitely. But the good news is you can play it right now. It's already like crazy fun. Kaisten, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I hope I got your name right. What bike types do you have in mind? Well, right now we have just the Frameworks downhill bike. We have a partnership with Frameworks on this. And when I say partnership, I mean we're two small companies who are building something with passion, and we just said, hey, it'd be cool if we did this together, and we did it. There's no money involved in that partnership or anything. We just they let us put their bike in the game, and we did, basically. But we would like to have lots of bikes in the game, and we would like to have different kinds of bikes too. They have an enduro bike. We'd like to get that in the game at some point.
I posted this question the other day to you guys on social media, and we had a bunch of responses. But I think what the most common requested bikes, obviously the downhill's already in the game, enduro, trail, especially a hardtail, probably like a hardtail trail bike as well. A lot of people wanted a slope duro, like an enduro bike, but it's set up for tricks, so it's probably like a single speed, and you know, you don't have all the, you know, you've got more cable management, so you can do tail whips and bar spins and stuff. What else did people want? I'm thinking I want a tandem bike in the game where you have to ride with your buddy, and you half the controller is in one person's control, half the controller's in the other person's control. I think that'd be funny. But yeah, man, I keep failing. Downhill, enduro, trail, probably cross country. Maybe we'll get wild and do like a rigid, beefy gravel bike drop bar, because I think it'd be kind of fun to see what that would feel like playing. But I don't know, we'll see. We're a small team, so we got to kind of take it one bike at a time. And right now it's downhill.
Daniel says, could you add maybe bike customization, like you get money from races and you get sponsors, etc.? We haven't really gotten into much to, you know, that I guess deep into the metagame of it all yet, because we're so early still at this point. You know, and it's a suggestion that we'll consider. We'll talk about that more later, maybe.
Well, I mean, we talked about the progression system last week.
Yeah, but we did, but it didn't get into anything like, you know, earning money from races or getting sponsorships or anything.
Well, that's because there is none.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question is no. There will be no earning money. There will be no in-game economy, no in-game currencies, no microtransactions. You won't be able to buy more money with real money. I think managing money in real life is a chore, and it's an adulty thing that's lame, and I don't want to do that in a video game. And we also won't do sponsors, because I think sponsors are overdone in action sports games. Every action sports game has some form of sponsors for the most part. So we're going to do things a little differently. We talked about it on the stream last week, so if you're curious, you could go back on the Red app, if you know what I mean, and watch the VOD from last week's stream.
Yeah, I follow back says, have you got different camera angles? We do have different camera angles, actually. Numerous ones. We're testing those in the other build now, I guess, that Joe was playing earlier.
Yeah, I keep going. I mean, TikTok, you guys pop in for a minute at a time, so I feel like I've got to bounce back and forth every 5 seconds. But we do have a different build in the works that has like 5 or 6 camera angles. The one I'm playing now just has 2.
I got a question. How will this compare to Descenders? I can take this to start with, Joe, and then you can kind of fill in the blanks afterward if you'd like to. It's, you know, we think it feels a lot more grounded. It definitely doesn't feel anything like it when you actually play it. The bike's a lot more responsive. It feels a lot more like riding. I've been riding a bike of some form for 25, 30 years at this point. Usually had a motor on it, or an engine on it rather. Nowadays it doesn't, but it just feels a lot different. It's going to be a lot more about racing. Our core game, the unmodded version of our game, is going to be handcrafted. There'll be no procedural generation. We have a really, really good trail builder on our team who's creating the entire mountain. We want the core gameplay to be really, really carefully constructed so that every trail is super fun to play. There's going to be modding. I know they have modding as well. What else? What am I missing, Joe? What's different?
Sorry, I was spacing out because I was having issues with something.
Okay.
I mean, basically, to sum it up, everything is different other than it's a mountain biking game and it's made in the same game engine. But physics are completely different. Game feels completely different. Core loop is completely different. Yeah, I mean, different vision. It's kind of more about racing and exploration and finding Easter eggs and hanging out with friends in an open world environment. Less about procedurally generated levels and survival.
Not at all about procedurally generated levels. We won't have those in this game.
And, you know, Descenders is a lot about survival. It's like just getting to the base of the mountain alive is kind of the goal. You know, this game is kind of about going fast, dialing in your lines, honing in your skills, racing, competitive racing on a global scale with global leaderboards, which we already have.
We got a gift here a minute ago. I want to look and see what we got. I want to say thank you. Callum keeps hooking us up, brother. Thank you so much. But I saw another one and I missed it and didn't get the opportunity to thank. It's where am I? Dirt Jumper Felix Biking sent us roses. Thank you, Felix. Appreciate that. And you had a question for us too here. I want to make sure we get to. Suspension movement would be sick, he says. We have suspension movement actually in the game. Joe, what do you think about that comment?
Yeah, it's moving. It's kind of a V1 version 1 of the suspension movement. So Zach's going to work on improving it. Him and I had a little meeting today, and we were talking about it actually. So yeah, it'll get better, but it's already moving.
Game name is Cranked. Guys, Callum, thank you again for the roses. 183 roses?
Dude, it's wild.
Never seen that many roses before. Crazy. We're kind of popping off on TikTok a little bit. Things have been a little quieter over on YouTube today. I haven't spent much time.
Why am I so bad? And if anyone in chat's got tips for me on this trail that I'm terrible at, I would appreciate them. Let me open up a beverage.
Hunter, thank you for the rose. Thanks so much. Are you going to keep the arms like that or nah? Well, we're looking at we're not even looking at the most current version of the rider right now because Joe's racing the.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Let's show them.
Okay, here you go. This is to answer the question about arms.
This is a work in progress with our new rider. A lot needs to be worked on, so ignore how it looks. But here's kind of the solution that we have. We've got new camera angles that will show the arms, and they won't be cut off. So yeah, our goal is to have it looking proper, more like you're actually riding with like an action cam on your bike. But this is kind of a work in progress build that's got a lot of bugs and stuff. But you can see it's coming along.
Nice. We explained earlier the challenge of arms in first-person view, and basically the gist of it is the proper camera placement is kind of inside your body for it to look right in a video game. So it's the reason you so often see arms separated in this way, because if you put the camera mode out on the chest where you would want it to go, it kind of screws up the camera angle. Is that how you would describe that, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, because we, like in the other build, we've got a ton of camera settings to where you can like move the camera up and down and back and forth and all kinds of stuff. So to give player all that freedom of movement with the camera, you can't have the body rendered. Otherwise, sometimes the camera's in the body and then you can't see. So,
yeah.
But anyway, that's why I was explaining earlier, the solution in this version that Zach came up with is actually that we displace the rider. So the reason it's kind of fun that there's this bug and I can show you what's actually happening, but the way the camera works now is we're just displacing the rider so that the arms are still rendered and the arms aren't cut off, but we actually can make room for the camera. Obviously, eventually it won't look like this in third person, but that was kind of our hack of making it so that we can actually still see all the arms.
Jeremy thinks it's horrifying. I agree with you.
It
Jeremy,
is.
but it is almost Halloween time, so it's all good. It's all good. Callum, thanks again, dude. You're sending so many gifts, it's hard to keep up. And Hunter, too, you're getting in on the action. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, back to racing. I'm coming for you, Julian.
Cool. Is that the Frameworks bike that Heath wants to know? Yeah, and it is the Frameworks, the downhill bike. Yeah, we're super pumped about it. It's the first bike, the first real brand we have in the game. We think it's one of the coolest bikes ever made. Super. I haven't ridden one before, and I would not be able to do it justice, but it sure looks cool. I like watching fast people ride them. That's for sure.
Those of you asking about suspension here, I kind of paused it in the middle of a compression, so you can see. I mean, you can see the whole suspension is fully compressed. Where now, if I come out of that and go back in, now it's extended. So suspension is working.
Ferris says, "What do you think of Mavericks?" I haven't personally played it. I just recently got a gaming PC, so I haven't played it yet. I've watched Joe and others play it before. I think my view as somebody who hasn't played is they're just taking a very different approach to making a mountain bike game, and it's cool that there's choice. You know, I think some people will prefer the approach that they take, and some people will prefer the approach we take, and it just means that people get a choice what they want to play. You have anything you want to add to that, Joe?
I'd say Mavericks is very animation-based physics, and ours is all like free physics, and all our animations are actually physics-based animations. So that's the main difference between us and them, is kind of the whole core physics system. So if you want something that's more snappy, responsive, and free for you to move it however you want, like I can throw big whips, I can do whatever I want. There's no canned animations. If that's more your jam, you'll probably be more happy over here. But if you're kind of more into like a Riders Republic style thing where it's a lot of canned animations and you're hitting button combinations to do certain things, then maybe Mavericks is more your jam.
Is it published? Storms wants to know. Well, I mean, it's available on our Patreon, which you can find information about. Link in bio. If you want to play it now, you can play it now.
Why is
He
the
said,
FPS cap only 120? Sorry, I keep seeing that question.
yeah,
I just want to answer it.
it's okay. Yeah.
Mostly because most of the settings and stuff's all placeholder. We're very early in development. We just haven't gotten around to doing anything else. So eventually we'll probably have an uncapped option, but we have one programmer. He needs more time to do what he wants to do. Instead of wasting his time on settings right now, he's doing more fun things like physics and animations and stuff that people probably care about more than how many frames per second they're getting.
This game is on day. This game is. We've been working on it for 188 days, and we have an active team of 4 working on the actual development of the game. I'm not one of them. I'm one of the owners and founders of the company. Joe is one of 4. And then we have, and Joe's the game director and game designer, and just sort of is the one who has the vision for what we're doing. So he's on our active team. And then we have Zach, who's our programmer. We worked with him at Turborilla making Mad Skills Motocross and those games for a long time. Maggie also works with us, and we've worked with her for years on Mad Skills Motocross and those games. And then we have Cedric Antgrass. Maybe you know the name Antgrass. He is the one who's building our trails. That's it. That's the team. That's everybody making this game, and it's only on day 188. But we know what we're making. We know what we're trying to do here. Joe's got a vision. Everybody's on board with it. We try not to make stupid mistakes, and we're moving fast. So we're getting someplace pretty quickly, I think. Hey, thanks for the follow, guys. We should hit 10,000 followers on TikTok today. So if you're not following and you're interested in people making a mountain bike game in public and seeing it all along the development process, please consider joining, following us on TikTok. Thank you.
Guys, where's my tips? I'm especially over you guys, you regulars over there, Captain Jax and Goose Fraba and everyone.
Yeah.
Tell me how to go faster. What am I doing wrong?
Things are kind of slow on the Red app a little bit today. I mean, Aaron's here, so it's all good, but things are kind of slow. We don't even have Tails here today. We got a bunch of follows real quick. Let me just kind of throw some love out to these people who are following us, because we've got Streamlabs and Alex King. Thank you guys for the follow. And Judd Carson.
Streamlabs? Is it the Streamlabs?
Star Jacob. I can't tell, Joe. It's hidden behind my...
All right, 3 seconds off. This is ridiculous.
10K. Julian says we hit 10,000 followers. Woohoo! We've hit 10,000 followers today. Joe?
2 jumps, hit left. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
Thanks for the heads up, Julian. Nice. Very cool. Hey, Weird Dime. So rad. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Can you play it now? Harles is asking. You can if you subscribe to our Patreon. There's a link in your bio if you want to check it out. It's a really cool way to play everything that we release at all times for as little as $5 a month. And if that accumulates to a total of 50, you'll just get the final game when it's done. So you can kind of pay a little bit over time and start playing it right away and help develop it, because we're constantly taking things to our community, our players, and saying, hey, what do you think? This or this, A or B? And sometimes we just put stuff in the game that people we didn't even think of, somebody else thought of, and they bring to us. So if you're interested at all in game development or watching a game like this come to life, consider supporting us on Patreon and be a part of it.
Okay, that's definitely faster. Thanks, Captain Jax, because I just was like smashing that section.
Hey, Callum, follow me on the Session Syndicate account. If you would, maybe you saw me commenting some in the... in fact, I'll respond to you right now in chat, and we can talk about it over there.
BMX trail game? I mean, I would love to have put BMX and BMX trails in this game. That's my goal. I want this game to be everything about bikes, all kinds of bikes, mostly riding on dirt. So if it's not like dirt or gravel, I don't want it, but everything else I'm into. Like, we won't have road bikes or anything. If we do have road bikes, it'll be to like throw into a bonfire and celebrate. I don't know, something like that. Just kidding. Someone did say we should have an Easter egg of a road cyclist shaving his legs in a stream somewhere. Which I kind of thought was funny. All right, still slow.
Callum, I just responded to you in the chat. It's Session Syndicate. Thanks, man. Is it free? No, it's not free, guys. It's we're going to do a free demo hopefully this winter. Right now, you can play if you support us on Patreon, which is as little as $5. And the final game won't be a free-to-play game. It'll be a paid game, but it'll be a fair price. We don't want to do like we're never going to do microtransactions ever. We just don't want to do like hooks like that. We just want to make the game great and charge a fair price for it. That's what we're going to do. Kai, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Cannot play on Nintendo, Lara. No, I don't know. Joe, you thinking Switch one day, man?
Yeah, price. I don't know. I mean, if it'll run on Switch 1, sure, but hopefully they definitely Switch 2. I think this game would be great on Switch.
Yeah. Tenkata asks, do you want to keep the cartoony graphics or make it more realistic? And I'm going to throw that one over to you, Joe.
It'll be stylized graphics. What you're seeing here, though, is really not a representation of what it's going to look like because our artist Maggie hasn't even touched this map yet. I'll hop over to the other map in a second after this run, and I can show you a more better version, but that version's still prototype, and she also wasn't super happy with them because she only had a couple weeks in there working on it. But imagine kind of like Firewatch-esque style is kind of what we're going for.
Puddingtain likes the severed arms. There's something to be said for it, man. There's something to be said for it. Cool, Callan. Thanks, man. Well, give me till tomorrow because I'm going out with a friend as soon as this live stream. Nice, Joe. Did you get him?
Approved, but I didn't beat him yet. But let's go look at the other map for those of you
son.
wanting to see.
Julian laid down a bit of a burner getting top 10, man. I'm impressed. I haven't seen you play that well before, Julian. Are suspension physics still not in the game? Strix wants to know, Joe. I'll pass that one.
Suspension physics have always been in the game. Animations were not in the game for a while, but they are animated. Suspension's definitely animated now. It's going to get improved, and it's still not as squishy as it needs to be, but like you could see I just paused it in the middle of a compression, so you could see the bike's like semi-compressed right here. Where now if I let it extend, you can see it's fully extended, so it's moving. Kind of got to like watch here. Well, let me show you in this version. This is a work in progress version, but actually like if I do this now, so you can see it moving right there.
Yeah. Nice to see the fingers kind of getting involved too.
Yeah. So yeah, it's working. But still work in progress like everything. But anyway, for whoever was asking about graphics, this is more similar to how they'll be. But Maggie's, like I said, she's not happy with these. A lot of the textures will change, like the ground texture I don't super love. I know Maggie doesn't like the trees, and she wants to redo the trees. So this is more better than the other one, but it's still not quite where we want it. But it gives you a better idea.
Yep. It's all a work in progress, though, guys. Could you maybe make a mountain biking game for VR? Mountain Bike Cormac wants to know. It's something people talk to us about. I mean, we're a team of 4 active developers, so we can only make one game at a time. But it's not without like outside the realm of possibility that we would do Cranked on VR one day.
Get there.
Probably would be PC VR. VR, probably not Quest. Isn't that what you were saying before, Joe? You think Quest is less
PC
likely?
VR would be pretty simple, according to Zach. But like to do a standalone VR thing like Oculus Quest would be way more difficult and probably wouldn't happen. Unless, of course, we made tons of money and then we just hire like a studio to port the game or something. That's always a possibility. But as of right now, not happening.
David, thanks for the follow. And we got some other follows here because we just passed 10,000. It's awesome.
All right, we're going back to beating Julian.
Oh, David Pumpkin sent a pumpkin. I don't know if y'all know who David S. Pumpkins is, but that's what it made me think of. Some of you know who David S. Pumpkins is. That much I know.
Fika and Shred Skulkin are underrated. Yeah, they are. I like Catlagratin too. That's probably one of my favorite trails in the whole game is Catlagratin. That one's amazing.
QP Hockey Kid. Hockey Kid getting ready for Are you already in hockey season at this point? Thanks for the follow, man.
I hope you know that if you add a waterfall, there has to be a secret behind it. Yeah, obviously. That's like...
Yeah, there's no other way. It's like Chekhov's gun. There's no choice. You can't put a gun in the beginning of a film or something.
I think there's going to be... We need to figure out where to put a good waterfall, but... Yeah, we probably need like a... Somewhere steep, but I do know that there's going to be a... Where's that one section? There's a one section... Yeah, right here. I'll get there. The drone's slow, guys.
Yeah,
wait.
It's a work in progress, like everything.
But this little stream right here, there's a big gap over this, which I like. I think that'll be fun. Hopefully we can make this water like actually like moving and have cool physics and stuff. But I know like this trail's fun. This little gap over there. But maybe we definitely need to make a waterfall somewhere. So we need to find like one of these more steep spots and get a stream going down it. All right. I got to focus and beat Julian.
Taking a little while. Eddie Rojo, how long have we been developing this? Today's day 188. Team of 4 people working on it. We actually didn't have, we didn't have Cedric the whole time, so it wasn't even 4 people all those days.
It was 2 people in the beginning.
Were 2 people, exactly. So, yeah.
And all those days is including weekends when a lot of times we weren't working. So it's really less than 188, but you guys get the point.
Whatever. We had to come up with it. It wasn't super easy to figure out exactly what the day was, but we did the math and figured it out. I think I already thanked you, Ride or Die, for following, but if I didn't, thanks for the follow. And anybody else, we just hit 10,000 followers on the TikTok, so
Let's
very cool.
go.
Do it. That's a really good one, man. I feel like that's easily the biggest milestone on that platform we've hit so far. Bigger than 1,000, 5,000, etc.
Struggling.
Thanks for the follow.
I am struggling. A couple comments about what's this difference between this and Descenders, and I can run through that real fast. I've been riding bikes pretty much my whole life and never was satisfied with any of the mountain bike physics on the market, including Descenders. And the problem I have with Descenders is that it's extra slippery for really no apparent reason, in my opinion. I don't feel like when I'm riding my bike, I'm slipping around. I almost feel like I'm riding on ice in Descenders. So that was the main thing I wanted to fix, was fixing the physics and changing physics and having physics that feels more like real riding. Also, if you notice in all the other mountain bike games like Riders Republic, Mavericks, most of their terrain, actually pretty much all their terrain, is very smooth. It doesn't allow for, the physics models don't allow for like tech riding over rocks, roots, rough terrain, and that's what mountain biking is all about, right? Mountain biking isn't this smooth sport all the time. It is sometimes, like the trail I'm on now is pretty smooth. But a lot of times you're riding tech stuff, and we wanted to create a game where the physics engine allowed for technical riding over rough terrain, which we've also done. I can do some tech trails here in a minute. So physics was the big difference, but then the core loop is completely different from Descenders. It's not procedurally generated maps. It's open world bike park with a lot of exploration elements, Easter eggs, a lot about racing. You can see I'm racing right now. So we'll have competitive racing on a global scale. We already have global leaderboards and racing format that mimics, World Cup racing. And that's kind of to name a few things, but a bunch of other changes as well and differences. Yep. Mavericks, I've played Mavericks. You're saying there's a lot of tech. Where's the tech trail? Tell me. I mean, if you're talking about like wooden stuff and whatever, sure. But when it comes to like, I don't know, let's go ride a tech trail here. Yeah. When it comes to like proper downhill races with gnarly terrain, they don't have any.
You should make it so you have different hub noises, Max says.
Yeah, I like that idea. We've got that in the backlog. So here you go.
Goat.
Show me a rock garden like this in Mavericks where you won't die.
Goat Noda says can't wait for his FPV drone to be added.
Me too. Zach talked to me about that today. He's gonna throw it in soon.
I saw that. Why don't you say a little bit what that is? Because you know more about it than I do. I did see the work you did, though, Goat. It looked really good.
We have like you guys have seen the drone in our game. It's very placeholder. Zach just kind of whipped it up, and some in the community decided to remake a very better version that looks like a proper first-person view drone. And Zach's gonna toss it in the game soon.
Somebody asked, how do you get this game for free? It's not free right now. We'll do a free demo, and we're going to try to release that this winter. So you can play it right now just by supporting us on Patreon for as little as $5. But if you don't have any money or you're not ready to support us in that way, just hang tight. We'll have a free demo eventually, and you can maybe follow us or wishlist us on Steam, y'all. If y'all are PC players and you haven't wishlisted us on Steam, that's very helpful to us. So, consider that, please, if you're interested.
Make the FPV physics realistic. I want to. My plan is to actually just try to partner with one of the FPV sims and see if we can, pay them to throw an FPV thing in this game and we don't have to deal with it. But we're going to try to make it realistic as possible. And we'll also probably have like a mode that is very arcadey and easy for people to fly, because a realistic one is incredibly hard and most people will just die.
Michael Skembo says, okay, I like that you say open world. Are we going to have access to different bikes from e-mountain bikes to BMX?
That is the hope. You know, right now we've got downhill. We're a small team, so we got to kind of work on things in a certain order. But right now we're just going to have the downhill for a long time. Probably not even till in full release. Our goal is to have 3 bikes: downhill, enduro, and trail. And then in the future, I'd like to add dirt jumper when we do an update with a lot of tricks. I've got a plan and an idea for also BMX bikes and like proper dirt jumps and like trail riding, you know. So tandem bike, singles, or hardtails, all kinds of different types of bike is what I want. Up to the player to choose which bike they want to use on which trail, figure out which one's the fastest for the different trails. The leaderboard will tell you like what bike players are on, but the leaderboards will all be, you know, one combined leaderboard. So no matter what bike you use, you're all going to be on the same leaderboard.
Yep. Lots of questions about consoles. If it ever seems like we're ignoring these things, we just answer them a lot. And sometimes we just have to wait for a while so we don't kind of say the same things over and over again. But yeah, that's the plan. PC first, but then consoles after that. Currently, you can play on PC, Mac, or you can sideload it and play it on Steam Deck at this point, too. And some people have played it on mobile devices, too. Figured out ways to play it on mobile devices. Levi, thanks for the follow. Heath says you should add braking bump animations.
I mean, we have braking bumps. What do you mean by animations? I can go show you some braking bumps.
Tommy says, are we going to get slow tech lines? He showed you one already. I think we're going to get techier than that too, right, Joe?
Oh, yeah. I can show you some like skinny stuff we've got too in a second. Like some North Shore style. But here's some braking bumps. Never mind. I crashed. Let me try again.
The girthy guy. Thanks for answering lots of questions, dude. Appreciate it. Oh, I got corn from MW. I didn't see that before. Thanks, man.
Here's a little bit of a slower tech trail as well. Yeah, if you guys have suggestions or ideas or like real world examples of the kind of trails you want, you know, you can drop us videos, send us videos in our DMs, whatever. Give us ideas, and I share them with our level designer, and then he throws that stuff in the game. I'm trying to beat Julian. We gotta focus. Am I still playing against Julian? Yeah.
Can you make different bikes? Yeah, that's the plan. We've talked about that a lot today in the stream already. That's the plan. Right now, we just have the Frameworks downhill bike in the game. We'd like to get their enduro bike in the game eventually. We want to do different types of bikes. But we're only on day 188, so we're still pretty early. We haven't gotten to that point in the development process yet. We're in pre-alpha. Still pre-alpha, right, Joe?
Yep.
Lucas says, will there be real-life trails like Whistler in the game? I mean, maybe eventually. Right now, we're just kind of building one map, one mountain, huge mountain that we have. And Cedric, our trail builder's job is to kind of envision this mountain and build it to completion. But we know we'll have modding. I'm sure when there's modding, there's going to be all kinds of real world stuff. And we'd like to partner with people in the future and do some cool stuff for sure. Player customization. We want to have a lot of ways that players can be customized, like riders can be customized. And we already have a female rider in the game, and the male rider is almost in the... Do you know when the male rider will actually be playable, Joe?
Probably, I would think,
Like
whenever the update that comes out. I don't know. Because we got to decide if it's going to be the male or the female. Zach wants to do the male first, and I want the female, but and to do an option right now is too much work. So I don't know. One of them will be available in an update probably within the next month or less. Riley's cooler, in my opinion. But
yeah,
I saw a question about bikes being fully customizable. I will say that rider customization will be more. There's going to be more rider customization than there will be bike customization. So, you know, you won't be able to like tune your suspension and change out different forks and different grips and all that stuff. It'll mostly be selecting from different like branded complete bikes and then changing colors of parts, and maybe there'll be some like custom graphics that you can slap on and stuff like that. But it won't be like a full on customizing every component and selecting like Shimano gear set with a whatever, you know, like we don't have the size of a team to do a bunch of custom bike parts like that.
Finn says, I would maybe make the arms bi-stable. I'm not sure what you mean by bi-stable. Do you know what that word means, Joe?
Nope.
Exactly. But this is the old rider. Right now, Joe's playing this because he wants to try to beat Julian's time. So when he loads up the other build later, maybe you'll see what the arms like and you'll see if that's what they are. But the arms are very much a work in progress at this point. We've just implemented the rider in the last couple weeks. Game's called Cranked. Can you do tricks? Tom wants to know. He's speed running right now. Maybe he'll do a whip or something here. He's doing a backflip for you. There you go. All the tricks we have in the game right now are physics-based. We don't have any animations. We have suspension animations and things like that, but none that affect the rider. It's all just physics-based movements. Eventually, we might do. We'd like to do tricks, more tricks eventually with animations one day, but we just want to be really careful to do them right. Benjamin, thanks for the follow. Stole your drip says this is fire. Thanks, man. If you haven't played it, you should try playing it.
All right.
I've yet to see anybody who doesn't think it's better when they actually play it, than even if they thought it looked good.
Why did my name change? That's what I want to know. Don't like that. We gotta go back.
Meech asks, is it going to have realistic physics like MX bikes? No, not that realistic. MX bikes physics are a sight to behold, full props, very complicated, very difficult to learn. This game, a lot of people think it feels similar to that. It feels almost like being good at that game, but this game's way more accessible. It's way easier to pick up and ride right away, but it's still super deep in how you can play. It's just different. And the physics are, they're more mountain bikey than they are dirt bikey. So, give it a try, see what you think. It's not quite like that, but a lot of people who play MX bikes also play this game and think it's wildly fun.
I think Lynn's, if you're an MX bikes player and you know Lynn's, go check his videos out on this game. He's played this and done a couple videos on it, I think.
Where can someone try this game? Stole Your Drip wants to know. Good question. You can just follow us on Patreon, subscribe to us on Patreon, rather. Even the lowest paid tier, which is like $5 a month, gets you everything we release for the month. And you can cancel if you want to. After only 1 month, you get to keep everything you download while you are a subscriber. If it accumulates to $50 US, if you're in a different country, it's whatever sort of the equivalent of that is. Then you'll get a key for the final game. And if you don't like it, if you subscribe to us on Patreon, people, and you just don't like this game, just message us on Patreon and we'll refund your money. Hasn't happened yet. We've been saying that for months at this point. Nobody's actually played it and disliked it and wanted a refund, but we'll do it if you want it.
I want to see if this would have been faster because I tried a new line, but
Stole Your Drip wants to know if there are any restrictions on streaming it.
Nope.
Yeah, the only restriction is let us know you're streaming it so we can tell everybody and come hang out with you. That's the only restriction on streaming. And even that's not a real restriction. We would like to know that you're doing it just so we can kind of tell people about it. We're all about people streaming this game. We'll, if you've got a channel someplace and you are interested in streaming this one, maybe follow me on TikTok or that might be the way to do that. Yeah, follow me. If I'm Session Syndicate, I've been making some comments on the TikTok side of things. That's the name of our studio, @Session Syndicate. If you follow me, I'll follow you back, and if you tell me you're interested in streaming, we can kind of figure out how to make that easier on you.
Error over on Red App is asking how I jump so high. I use both sticks, so if you're there's kind of a skill-based jump. The right stick down and up is the regular jump, but if you add in the left stick and make it into like more of an American bunny hop, where you're kind of pulling up the front wheel first and then you hop. So I'm kind of going down and up with the right stick, and as I'm going up with the right stick, I then start going down and up with the left stick. So it's like the left stick's a half a step behind the right stick. So it's kind of confusing, but that's how, I'm kind of doing like manually like making a bunny hop happen. Because our normal hop is just a regular hop with both wheels coming off the ground. So if you want to do like a proper American style bunny hop, I think they call it, you need to add in the left stick, and then that'll make your hops bigger. So some of the jumping mechanics and stuff are skill based and physics based. It's all physics based, so you kind of figure out how the physics work and mess with it and make it better.
Right on, Harry. Thanks for the pumpkin, brother. Appreciate it, man. Here's a good one for you, Joe. I don't know what they are. 3 sideways traffic lights is this person's username, but I like this person. He says, will it be co-op or multiplayer, and will there be challenges around the map? And that one's all you, Joe.
Yes, but I'll explain. But yeah, we are going to do it so that you can play how you want to play. I don't like games that kind of restrict things. I also don't like games when you're all of a sudden in a party with friends, and now you can't do challenges or whatever. So if you want to play solo all by yourself and this bike park is completely empty with nobody online, I want you to be able to do that offline. Even if you want to play online and there's random people in the bike park, I want you to be able to do that. If you want to join with your friends and join all the random people in the bike park, you can do that. If you want to hop in a server with your friends and be all alone, so it's just only you and your friends in a server, I want that to be a possibility. And all of those options, there will be all the same challenges, all the same progression systems, all that same stuff you'll be able to do. So however you want to play is how you can play. Will there be servers with other maps? I mean, we're going to have modding, so obviously, if modders create maps, those maps will have online servers, and you'll be able to join in those maps and play with people. That's the plan.
Mons wants to know if we'll add dirt jump style track. We want to.
I mean, I'm on a track with a bunch of dirt jumps too, but you probably mean like proper dirt jumps like BMX trails and stuff.
I guess right. Yeah, we've talked about that. A lot of people have mentioned it.
If we get BMX bikes or dirt jumpers in the game, then we'll have more. Add some trails like that.
Yeah, and what about players making their own maps? Modding is very important to this game plan. We'll definitely have modding. It's in the plan we'll start on it in the alpha phase. We're still pre-alpha. We're only on day 188 of this game. When we get into the alpha phase, we'll start to lay the foundation for modding, but we would like to build an actual track builder that makes track and trail creation a little more accessible to people over time. That's sort of a future stretch goal. We're way too early for that at this point.
No. I don't know. I wish there was more timing gates on this map, because I want to know if I'm up or down more than just having one. If only
Trophy
I knew
Joe
someone
asks,
making the game.
what are favorite PC games? I just play. I'm basically focused. Any game time I have right now, I play Cranked, but I know you get a little more time in. So what are the games you like the most besides Cranked?
I think I just missed. Was this going to be fast? No. Currently, the game I'm playing probably the most, other than this, is Battlefield 6. I like the new Red Sec mode. I got back into Guitar Hero, also known as Clone Hero. I didn't realize there was like open source Guitar Hero these days, where there's like basically any song you could ever want on there. So I've been shredding that, which is cool. I like all the action sports games, so I'm playing. I've been helping Adam Hunt test Street Dog BMX. I've been playing a bunch of that. I don't know. Recently played RV There Yet with some friends, which is like a little indie game where you together are trying to get this RV out of this mountainy range area, and it's actually really silly and fun. That's what I've been playing lately.
Nice. What are some of the other games you guys like? If you're just hanging out with us, what's something you just discovered recently that's super fun, and maybe tell us what you like about it. Thanks for the heart, Jack Mountain Bike. Very much appreciate it. It's Mayonnaise. Thank you for the heart as well. The heart me. Much appreciated, guys. Lots of follows. Thank you so much for the follows. Battlefield. It's Mayonnaise like. Oh, look at that. Did you take Julian down?
Later, punk. Guess who's not on the first page? No mo.
Julian.
Not you, Julian.
Don't stop helping in chat right now, son. You can go fix this time later when we finish this live, please. Julian's like, that's messed up, because you get to sit there and and session while we're doing the stream, and he has to do the work in in the comments.
All right, let me go session some of the new trails. And there's a brand new one that's still not finished. Secret trail over here. I want to go try it.
Uncharted SX says, like my vid and I'll donate. I don't know. I'll have to see. I just saw your comment. I'm not sure where your vid is, but if you show me where to go, I'll check it out.
Dude, this is like single tracky vibes. I like this one. Whoops.
Where's some of the other games people mentioned? So I saw Jacob said Riders Republic is playing. Trey Boaster said he just got into Ark, an old game, but great. The cat or the fox maybe has been playing Mad Assassin's Creed, specifically 2. Beat that the other day. Nice. Battlefield by its mayonnaise has been playing.
I wish we had more people in our community that were in the U.S. and were into Battlefield, because sometimes at night I need friends to play with. My friends go to sleep early. So if any of you guys are in the Discord and you're in the U.S. and you play Battlefield late at night, let me know. I'll create a little Battlefield channel. Maybe we can get some games out.
Hey, it's mayonnaise. Maybe hop over to the to our Discord. I think find the link in our bio for TikTok, right, Joe? To our Discord.
No, the only link in the bio. Yeah, actually, technically, if you go to link in bio, there's like a bunch of our. Yeah, it's technically there.
If you go there, you'll find a way to get into our Discord. You can connect with Joe there. Maybe you guys can connect for some Battlefield. Vienna's been playing Descenders. Cool. Will it be on VR? Cash wants to know. Maybe eventually. It's not something we set out to do, but so many people ask us that question like every time we stream that it's gotten our attention. So maybe eventually.
Here it is.
Nick modded his Explorer guitar. Sounds like for the Clone Hero. Yeah.
What did I buy? The Cricket? Is that what it's called? CRKT or something? I bought one of those recently.
Talon asks, how much is it on Patreon? There are a few different tiers depending on what you want to subscribe to and what kind of support you want to do. But the cheapest paid tier is $5 a month. You can just do 1 month if you want. You'll get the current version of the game and anything we release over the course of a month. You get to keep them forever. There's already just endless gameplay, even in the version that's out now. So there's so much you can do. It's so much fun to be had. But if you just don't like it, man, just tell us and we'll refund your money. I mean, it's not. We're not trying to get people's money who doesn't want to give it to us. We're just self-funding this game and trying to get it across the finish line. So feel free to support if you'd like. And if you spend a total of $50 over time, you'll get the final game as well.
Is the person who asked for the biggest jump in the game, are you still here? And if so, I'm going to go show you. Probably not, though.
If not, someone else might want to find the biggest jump in the game. While you do that, Joe, I'm going to let you kind of wax poetically. I'm going to step away for a sec. I'll be back.
All right. Definitely going to try it. Thank you. Appreciate it. What else? Are the physics like MX bikes? I mean, MX bikes is motocross, so it's a little different, but they're similar. A lot of people who've played this said it feels similar to MX bikes to them. If you're good at MX bikes, you'll feel at home playing this, is what I can say. The drone, is that new? The drone's not super new. It's been in a month or so, I would say. Is this Mavericks? No, this is called Cranked. This is we're super early on. Just kind of showing the game as we develop it. Here are the big jumps, if anyone cares. But I think these are probably the biggest jumps in the game. I also think Cedric doesn't really love them and he wants to redo them all. So we'll see. But let me throw some steezy whips. We got to work on some camera settings still so that the camera doesn't move with the whip. It's all free physics, so I'm just kind of doing all this on my own. There's no canned animations. You just throw the bike around, get playful with it, have fun. Throw some dip threes, do whatever you want. Oh, am I gonna clear it? Nope, that's cool. And then you can go wherever you want on the mountain. This will be an open mountain experience. So obviously we're still in the process of making a lot of trails, but it's honestly kind of fun just ripping down side of the mountain like this. See all these little bumps, everything affects you, slows you down. But we got a custom physics model, a physics engine in the game, and it feels pretty good on tech stuff and bumps and rough terrain. So we're trying to make a lot of tracks and trails that aren't just like smooth jump lines that actually have roughness to it and kind of feel more like a real bike. This is our current build, and then we have another build. This is the work in progress build. So if you look at this one, this is our new rider in it. She looks a lot better than the other one. We'll also have a guy coming soon. But you'll see this is a work in progress still, but you can see the animations and things in here look a little better. They're all still physics based, like they're not canned animations. But everything's still a work in progress. What's the game called? It's called Cranked. Which file setting is it in? Well, what do you mean? Talking about the game? If you need help downloading and installing the game after you join Patreon, look at the top of the Patreon and there's a thing that says like read, like go here first or something. And if you check that out, it'll tell you how to do it. But you just have to unzip it and then you open up the... Or I can actually show you what it looks like since we're in... where is... Right here. Nope. Wait. This. So... Oh, you should be able to see this, yeah. So after you unzip it, you just have you'll have all of these things except maybe one of these folders, and you just double click on the application, and then it'll play. Send a backflip. Okie doke. I can do that.
We can do that, Josiah.
I am at the spot with all the big jumps, so perfect timing. I'll do some tricks. You can also like ride fakie. You can do all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Can I land a fakie line? Yo, first try. So it's fun. You can just do what you want.
Hey,
it's all free physics. Where can you buy it? Yeah, go ahead.
Ramey's asking. Yeah, I got it. You can play it now by supporting us on Patreon. Sorry you've asked it a lot of times. We've also probably mentioned it 30 times today, so we're trying to respond to that as much as we can. You can follow us on Patreon. There's a link in our bio. And it's a way, you know, we're a developing public self-funded effort. We're only on day 188 of this thing, but you can play it now. If you go in, you can subscribe for as little as $5 a month on Patreon. You'll get whatever build is currently available and everything else we release for a month. You get to keep it all for good. If you spend a total of $50 over time, you'll get the final game. And if you don't like it, just tell us and we'll refund your money. Just message us on Patreon if you're just not into it and it's not working, we'll refund it. That's how you can play it now. Or we'll have a free demo like this winter sometime if you want to wait also.
See, this is... I was just showing you guys the work in progress rider. This is the old rider that was a placeholder. So you can see this one's a lot more janky. Doesn't move around as much. So that's what we're working on now, and what Zach's working on, and Maggie is getting the new rider in there, making them look good, animating them, all the stuff to make it look proper. Can I flip off this? I wonder if I have enough time. Yeah.
Ola Anderson asks, Swedish? I think you're asking if we are Swedish, the game. Our company is technically Sweden-based. 3 of the 4 owners are in the States, in the USA, and 1's in Sweden. We're the guys who made Mad Skills Motocross and Mad Skills BMX, if you guys know those mobile games. I was one of the founders of that company, and Joe was the lead game designer for 12 years, most of that.
Ooh, cash roll.
Nice. Nice, dude. So we have a lot of Swedish influence on the things that we do because we've been working for a Swedish company for a long time. But actually, Session Syndicate, this company, is
so
3/4 American.
Guys, that was a sick cash roll into a nice little buttery dip 3. Can I get like I don't know. Can I get like some? I deserve some like clap emojis or something. I feel like.
No. Daniel's got a good question I'm going to pose. You can answer it when you're ready. He just wants to know what's the goal after the rider? Like, what's the priority, I guess is what you mean,
Yeah,
Daniel?
that's a good question.
After the rider?
Great question.
Yeah, very good question.
So currently, right now it's camera work. It's kind of a lot of stuff in one. It's like redoing the camera, redoing the rider, tweaking some physics stuff because of the new rider, all that stuff's changing. So it's a lot of things happening at once right now between rider, camera, physics. Once we feel good with all that, and that's going to include a lot of things like making sure like third person whips look good. Like right now they don't. The bike and the rider they don't have that separation like you need to throw a proper whip. So we got to work on that, like wheelie physics and all that kind of stuff. Once all that's done, then we're going to work on getting out the Steam demo. We want to get a free Steam demo out because, a lot of you guys want to try it and you don't want to join the Patreon, which is, I totally understand. So we want to get free Steam demo in your hands. We believe in this game and it's super fun to play and you really got to feel it to believe it. So I think the sooner we get that out, the better. After that Steam demo, then Zach wants to do multiplayer. And I think, when we get multiplayer, then you can hop in here with friends, ride trails, and just kind of goof off and have fun. And I think that'll hold people over while we start working on some other stuff like progression systems, challenges. Maggie will be working on environment art at that time. You know, and then eventually, you know, like we got to work on the tutorial in the beginning and getting the chairlifts in and all that stuff. So short term, rider, camera, physics. Next after that, Steam demo. Next after that, multiplayer. Then we'll see how things go after that. So that's kind of what's happening the next probably 6 months, I would say.
Great question. Thanks for asking that. Jay has asked us, mentions we should make the dirt more realistic. We haven't really
Absolutely.
messed with the environment too much, the surfaces, etc. You know, again, it's day 188 of this game, so we haven't done much of the environment at all. So a lot of the graphics are still very much placeholder, work in progress stuff. But we agree. We want to make the environment, the surfaces, etc., look much better.
So anyway, that's the old build. Let's go play that same location. We'll do it with a new rider and see how things feel. Zip over here. But yeah, this will all be open world. I can't wait till we get the chairlifts in there. It'll be your choice if you want to ride the chairlift up and enjoy the ride. Especially if you're with your friends, you get on the same lift. You could be a voice chat. You could be talking to each other, proximity chat, hanging out. Maybe trying to spot some secret Easter eggs or secret trails from the chairlift. Or if you want to skip the animation, you just take it up to the top. Take it up to the top. But it's gonna be
Ruben
fun.
says he thought the game was already out for $67.
Yeah, dude.
There was a rumor about that. I don't know where it got started.
I have no idea. Great question.
Fine, Shrek. Thanks for the follow, man. And Core and Alexis, awesome.
All right, let's see how this feels. Like I said, this
Spooky
version
dooky.
is janky, work in progress, but the wheelies feel better, so I kind of wanted to try.
Someone earlier asked if the wheelie physics were different. Is it that they were changed, or is it just that the changes with the physics in general have made the wheelie physics different?
He has not touched anything specific to wheelies. It's just that like the rider mass, where the weight is placed, a bunch of things kind of changed with the new rider, and I think it's naturally just making things feel better. Yeah, like the bunny hop on this is still off a little, so some of this is a little janky, but we're working on it.
Yomorai says, do you guys support other dev contributions? For example, if I wanted to contribute a feature, I could, if approved, already built, ready to ship type of a feature. We were already talking about hopefully working with somebody else's drone. What do you say to that question, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what it is and what you want in return and all those things. We guess I'd need details, but
I think the thing there, man, is to join our Discord and just kind of hang out there and become a part of the community. Introduce yourselves over there. Maybe mention that you were the guy who asked that question, and we can kind of just talk a little bit offline and get to know each other a little bit and go from there, probably. We're down with all good ideas, man.
And we've already put in some stuff that was made by the community. Like there's some art assets in here from community members and other things. Do we have you're real mature there, Demian.
Can you change parts on the bike? Fan wants to know. No. And we won't get into bike tuning. We'll be able to make them cosmetically different, but a downhill bike and cranked will be a downhill bike and cranked. It's not like two downhill bikes will have different setups or that. We want an even playing field. We want competitive leaderboards, racing. That's how cranked will be.
Oh, man. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just goofing off in this new build now. First person view? Yeah, here you go. This is the build that's a work in progress with all the new camera stuff, and I'm trying to figure out why it feels so different, but it does.
Here's a good one from Denkata, who had another good question earlier, if I remember right. Are you going to add a replay editor? I don't think we've been asked that question in a few weeks, Joe.
Yeah, I have a plan for it. We'll see if we can make it happen, but yeah, I definitely want a replay editor in the game eventually. That's something that won't come probably for a while.
Sam asks how many different bikes are we planning to add for release, and how different will they be? We get this question a lot, but I don't know if anybody's really qualified that for release. Do you have a goal for what you want to have in the game when you consider it released, Joe?
Yeah. Ooh, wow. Some craziness with these work in progress cameras, but I kind of wild. Let's go back to the other build. Yeah, for release, the plan, and we have a roadmap online that's public if you guys ever want to check it out. There's a link is in our Discord and it's in on our Patreon. But the plan is 3 bikes at launch, which would be downhill enduro trail, and then in the future we'll add more like a dirt jumper, maybe a BMX. I want a silly tandem bike where you ride with your buddy. Because right, the controls are, it's split up on the controller pretty much. So the controls in this game, you use the 2 sticks and the 2 triggers. That's what most everything is. So I think it would be hilarious to have a tandem bike where one player gets 1 stick and 1 trigger, and the other player gets the other stick and the other trigger, and together you try to have to like ride down the mountain. Are you going to add currency for buying bikes and clothing? No, there will be no in-game economy, no in-game currency. Everything will be unlocked via challenges and achievements and fun goals like that instead of managing finances. Who wants to manage finances? Not me.
I don't even want to do that in real life, let alone in a game.
Exactly.
Callum's back. What up, buddy? I saw Casey. Our buddy Casey's here, Joe. Thanks for the gift, brother. Appreciate it, man.
What up, Casey?
The heart me. Have you been streaming much lately, Casey? If anybody is hanging out with us is also a streamer, identify yourselves. Let us know what you're streaming, where you stream. See you, Birdie. Thanks, man.
Later, dude. Have a God stream, guys. Thank you. I will have a very God stream, Virtual.
What is this, Joe? I don't know this newfangled stuff. It says Cranked Games fan club has completed the first stage of the club quest and unlocked 1 gift. All fans can now send it to celebrate.
No idea, dude.
Yeah, we're rookies, guys. We don't know what we're doing on these platforms, man. Not rookies at game dev. We've been doing that for a long time, but I don't know what the gifts mean and all that other stuff. I'm old.
VR, with no plans for VR at this time, but maybe in the future. Gotta finish
Here's a
the
question
game
from Pin.
first.
The good one. How do you change your name in the game? When you're on the menu, if you look up in the upper right screen, Joe will show you in a little bit.
You won't be able to, unless you go to full screen mode, you won't be able to see, but you hit the select button, which is the settings menu. You click map selection, and on the map selection screen in the top right, hit the little pencil icon, and then you can change it that way. Are we gonna have a story mode? No, there won't be a story mode, but there will be a whole progression system and things, and I've talked about it I think on last week's stream. So there won't be a story, but there'll be other things. Yo, Cordial in the chat.
Cordial's in the house. Good to see you, man.
Is there an estimated date for when the model is dropping? Which one? You're talking about this one? Oh, she's in a tree. Hold on. That that one? I think it'll drop the one with her. Look how cool she looks when her body's stretched. I don't know. I don't think it'll be this week. Maybe next week. Maybe next week will be like the first version that's still probably got some bugs and jank, but we're getting there.
Can you wheelie? Show Cordial the new wheelies you got kicking there, Joe, when you get a chance.
Oh yeah. The wheelies. What? Let me figure out what I want to be. I think I want to be in third person.
Leaf's back. Says he's always excited to see us live. I'm always excited to see you show up too.
The wheelies feel really good right now. The new rider kind of fixed some weight issues we had, and I don't know. I think wheelies feel really fun, even in first person. Sometimes my hands disappear, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I can do no-handed wheelies. Can you? Probably not.
Someone else earlier asked us if we would have procedural generation in career or a career mode. Yes to career mode, no to procedural generation. All of the trails in Cranked will be handcrafted carefully. If you play this game, I think you would know procedural generation doesn't make sense with it. That's my view. I don't even know
Yeah,
how. I can't imagine it being fun in Cranked with procedural generation. What do you think, Joe?
I mean, you guys might disagree with me, but actually, I don't think. I think it's a known fact that this is a popular opinion. The procedurally generated stuff isn't good. Let's be honest. Uh, I love Descenders, but like their first party procedurally generated stuff to me is pretty boring. I'd much rather go play like the modded maps that are handcrafted. So we have no intentions of doing procedurally generated stuff. I just think I think you get better results when you've got someone taking time and effort and making stuff by hand.
That one Chow asked the good question. Do you want to make more of an arcade type game or more of a sim, Joe? I
Yeah,
think you
so
can
we're
go
saying
somewhere in the middle.
Simcade. Yeah, because what we want, we're trying to capture the feeling of real riding, but we also want to take, we don't want it to be a real life simulator where everything is exactly like real life and the consequences are high and you're crashing all the time. So when you're riding, we want it to feel like you're riding a real bike, but the crashes are a lot more forgiving. You can tell I'm like hitting jumps that are probably way bigger in real life and landing hard, and I'm not crashing. So we kind of stretch the bounds of reality in this game to make it fun, but the core riding is meant to feel similar to how it feels riding a real bike. And what we've heard, the best compliment I think we can get, and what we've heard from a lot of people is that they say this is the first mountain bike game they've played that actually reminds them of riding real bikes. And that was kind of our goal, was to try to just make this feel more similar to real riding than what's out on the market, because I feel like they're not capturing fully what mountain biking is all about.
Trey says, not trying to hate, but is this similar to Descenders? I don't hear any hate in your question at all, man. I think it's a fair question. Honestly, Cordial's in the chat with us right now. I wish he could answer that, because it'd be better to have somebody like him answer it than us, who are the developers. But here's what I'll say to you: it's very different. And if you go online and on YouTube and you search for Cranked versus Descenders, you'll find a video where a player who likes both games talks about what's so different about the two of them. That's probably better for you to see what he has to say than to hear what we have to say about it, because you would probably think we're biased about it.
Oh,
He doesn't talk about one being better than the other one. He talks about what he likes about each and how they're different. And I think that's why I think your question didn't show any hate at all. It's a fair question.
someone in chat said Riders Republic is realistic. I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but I would say Riders Republic is the most arcadey of all the mountain bike games, and the furthest from realistic, in my opinion.
Well, good. Hey, I'll tell you what, Denkata, you're going to be real happy with where Cranked is going then, because Denkata88 says, Joe, it would be cool to have a whole mountain bike world, like a village at the bottom and the lifts that you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's going to be super fun. Village, and if you're on the lifts, you can chill and take a break and talk to your friends while you go up the mountain. It's going to be killer. I can't
Look
wait.
at all the progress that Cedric's done too. Like, none of this stuff was here, what, a month ago, 2 months ago? Like, this whole side of the mountain's been built out. Look at all those options right there in one small area. Look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus a bunch of little secret things. Like, have I even hit this section yet? Yeah, I think I have.
T Filma loves the drone and says it's a great idea. We want to partner with. Well, why don't you talk about what you want to do as far as partnering with a drone sim, Joe?
Yeah, I fly FPV. Well, I used to. I sold all my FPV stuff, but I love FPV stuff. I still play the FPV sims, and I love flying FPV. And when I was into FPV, what I really wanted to do was get good at FPV to someday do like action sports stuff. Like, I'd love to be, the dude who's working for Red Bull flying FPV behind dudes at Red Bull Rampage or something. And I always find it hard to practice that kind of stuff. I know some of the sims, they try to make it to where like you could follow a rally car or follow whatever, but it's different than if you could have it in this game. I think if you could hop in a server with your friends and one of you's on a drone and then like, 5 of you are just cruising down the mountain and you get to practice like proper FPV drone flying in kind of like a more real world style bike park environment. I just think that would be so much fun for people who are into flying FPV. So my hope and my goal is that we can someday get proper FPV drone in this game with like proper FPV drone physics. It might not be 100% exactly accurate, but as accurate as some of the other drone sims out, I think that'd be great. They never answer me anyway. Would you ask? Call them. Do you guys think I've become moderator? I don't even know how many mods we have in this game. or in this on TikTok. Brian is probably better to choose mods because Brian's the one monitoring chat and knows people. I'm over here playing all the time.
Callum, do you see when I message you on TikTok and I say, hey, just send me a direct message and I'll talk to you about it offline? Like if you see that, that's me answering you. That's what, like when I respond to you that way in the comments is because I'm answering your question. So the main thing about modding is the most important thing when it comes to being a mod is being responsible and showing good judgment. You need to make sure anybody who's modding, they kind of represent you. So the best thing to do, in my view, is to kind of message me on TikTok, like I mentioned, and we'll get to know each other a little bit. We'll talk about it. But sending us gifts isn't something that's going to result in becoming a mod, and or spamming isn't going to do it either. It's just showing that you're capable of it, and you're going to be cool, and you're going to, you're going to be able to represent what we're trying to do well. So hit me up directly, man, on TikTok, and we'll talk about it there for sure. Hey, it's probably not going to be today though, because I'm going out with a buddy tonight as soon as the stream's over. But maybe tomorrow. I will get back to you.
Oh, it is possible.
And I appreciate you hanging out with us too.
Are you gonna make the suspension work? The suspension is working. If you watch closely, let me show you in the other version that's easier to see.
While he's changing it, Raylan, the game is cranked, and you can pay it. You can play it for as little as $5 right now via our Patreon link in bio.
So you can see it's a work in progress and needs to be improved some, but you can see it right there squishing.
Talon, I'm going to answer your Patreon account ban problem here in a minute. I'm going to let Joe answer it because he's better at answering it than I am. Talon says he's tried making 3 Patreon accounts. This angers us.
Making more Patreon accounts won't solve anything, and they're just going to ban them all. You need to go to their website. Just Google Patreon contact form, and it'll be the first thing that pops up. One of the options is to contact their trust and safety team, and you just send them a message telling them what's happening. They're going to verify you manually. Basically, they're bots that are detecting like fraudulent activity are way too sensitive, and they just flag people. And I've emailed them multiple times about it, telling them they need to fix this, and they keep telling me just a runaround BS answer. But basically, you got to contact them, give them your information, and then they'll like manually verify you and unban your account. And if that doesn't work, just message me somewhere, and I will get you the game another way.
Sorry for the hassle too, by the way, man. It sucks when that happens. People are just trying to play the game and support, and they have that problem. It's ridiculous.
But can we enjoy this double flip section that I just found? Watch this. We ready? I screwed it up. I did it good earlier. These new lines that Cedric made are fun. Look at this little line right here, gap into this. I feel like that needs to go somewhere though.
That one, Chow. Thanks for the roses, dude. I'm assuming, dude, that might not be right. Goat wants to know what country is it based on, like the map, do you mean?
Or where we're based in. This map is kind of, it's probably going to have like Swedish Force vibes since the country's Swedish, but Brian and I are in the U.S.
Huh. Lee's Racing has an interesting idea I haven't heard. He says, back to the village idea, proximity chat, that we've talked about a lot. But he says, but also have a cell phone to text your friends. There's the degree of immersion there. Here's what I'm going to give you big props for, is I haven't heard that idea before. We've heard a lot of ideas. Nobody's ever mentioned that one. That's
texting your friends. I'm lost. Where are you?
Mm-hmm. Nice guitar back there. Thanks, Casey. It's just it's an Alvarez. I got it. I was playing music in bars back in the day, and I got it back then. So it's been around the block a few times, man. Julian, my son, who's answering questions as cranked intern in the chat, he's a better guitar player than I am these days. And singer, too, probably.
If you guys want to see me do anything, a specific race, a specific track, I don't know. I'm just kind of cruising around, but if there's something you want to see, let me know and I'll do it.
T Filma says the flip physics look kind of off. Do you think? What do you think about that, Joe? Is it,
I would say the flip physics have barely been touched, so that makes sense that they're off. Like none of the animations have been in there. The rider like looking back and being able to preload. And for example, let me go hit that same jump again. If you I'll show you one thing that needs to be fixed is like if you stop spinning in the air, like I'll let go of the controls mid flip here, and you just kind of stop. Like in real life, if you kind of tried to stop spinning, you can't just come to a complete stop. Like watch this. I guess it's kind of keeps rotating, but I wonder if it's because that one thing is on. Let me try something. I bet that's still bugged.
Thanks for the follow, Raylan.
Yeah, see how...
We hit 10,000 followers today, by the way, guys. If you feel like following, we can start working toward 20. Go ahead, Joe.
Let's go... No, this is fine. We'll go back. But yeah, see how... Watch, I'll do it again. I'll do it in third person, even though third person looks bad right now. Work in progress. But watch, if I do a flip and stop spinning, like I just stop, which wouldn't happen in real life. So like that needs to get fixed. There's a bunch of things that need to get fixed. I will say though, the flips, even in the state that they're in now, they're still super fun because what you can do is you can tuck to spin faster. So like if I tuck with the right stick in this game, kind of crouches and jumps. So if you crouch and tuck in a flip, you actually spin faster. That was an idea from the old potato. If you guys know who that is, Mitch. So you can, and then in spins, it's the opposite. So in a spin, if you kind of stand up and pencil up, you spin faster. So it's actually kind of fun to like use the two sticks and crouch and do all these different things to spin or flip slower or faster. But yeah, there's still some work that needs to be done to make them even better. So
just one thing to call out real quick. There have been 2 Callums in the TikTok comments, FYI, guys. So there's a couple different guys named Callum who have been asking about different things.
Can you lean the bike? That was probably a long time ago that someone asked that. No, it was a minute ago. Yes. So the right stick is leaning. It's actually better in the other build, but it's wrong in the other build. It's like the opposite, but I'll show it to you anyway. So yeah, the right stick is leaning, but right now the rider is kind of moving too much, and instead the rider should be mostly staying still and leaning the bike under them. So that needs to be fixed. Yeah. But that's what the right stick does, and then the left stick turns the bars, and the left stick is also like weight forward and backwards. And then the right stick forward and backwards is like pump, jump, crouch, up and down. So you use the right stick mostly for the rider weight and like moving stuff around, and use the left stick to kind of, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's something. Whoa, what is
Casey's
that?
asking if replay mode's coming, Joe. What do you know where that is in the
replay mode won't be for a while. It's coming, but you know.
But is it on the roadmap now?
Technically on the roadmap, it's after 1.0. So it'd be like after full release, but we'll see what happens. I have a plan for it and I have an idea, but it involves another person and they need to agree. So, more details on that later.
Thank you for the follow, Open Denor. Is anybody interested in us doing a review of the roadmap before we sign off today? We usually go until about the bottom of this hour, maybe another 20 minutes or so, 10, 20 minutes. Anybody interested in seeing a rundown of the roadmap that we've got, or would you rather just watch Joe shred? Let us know. Girth guy said he'd be down. Girthy guy.
Me? All right, let's do it. Give me a second. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, we got a number of folks who want to see the roadmap. This is kind of what we have planned. It's all fluid. Things can change if we think they should. If somebody in our community comes up with an idea that wasn't on that roadmap, we just put it on there and do whatever we want.
I just want to make sure you guys are actually seeing
also,
what you should be.
If you join our Patreon, even on the free tier, you get access to our roadmap, and you can always go and look and see what all we have in the plan. So that way, if you're not sure if it's a game that you want to support or try, you can check out the roadmap and see if it looks like it's going where you want it to go.
Wait a second. All right. So this is the roadmap. Actually, if you guys go to this link right here, can I post links in chat? I think so. I don't know. But anyway, that's actually, I don't know if that link would work, because this might be the private link, not the public link. So that link might not work. But anyway, the link is in our Discord in the link section. But what happens is you go to this deck section, and these are kind of the different phases. Right now we're working on the alpha phase. We're in pre-alpha, so until we complete everything in this, then I consider us an alpha phase. And then we'll move on to working on beta stuff. And then once we complete everything in the beta phase, that's when we'll launch early access. And then we'll work on these things. And once these 3 things are all done and Goldmaster's done, then when all those are done, then it's 1.0 version. Also in our Discord, you can, if you do it correctly, you have to do like a / command, and there's instructions in the Discord. But if you can submit bugs and community feedback. So like if you look in the community feedback section, this is all stuff people have in the community have suggested. And I could sort this by, I can sort this by, maybe if I could figure it out, change card ordering, and I can sort it by how many people have votes. So upvotes. So if you look, this little like potion symbol, it might be hard to see, but there's a little potion symbol. So this one has 10 upvotes, and this was like diegetic bike computer. So like there's a little bike computer, and there's even an image here kind of previewing. A community member came up with this idea of having a bike computer that shows your speed and other information and stuff like that. So that's what the community section is. But let's go through the roadmap. We can show you what we're working on now. So the alpha version, can I close that? Yeah. Alpha version is all this stuff. And some of this stuff is done. But like working on the Forest Mountain environment, if you click on the card, it'll tell you the plan was to have 12 trails, blah, blah, blah. I think we've already exceeded 12 trails. So we're ahead of schedule here. But we need to get the bike lifts in, the bike shop, the gear, you know, where the gear will be, and like first iteration. So these bottom 3 things haven't been done, but the top section has. The downhill bike model, that's almost done. There's a couple bugs and a couple issues with the bike model that need to get fixed. Obviously, the rider models are also almost done. Mag's been working on those. Zach right now is working on third-person cameras. And then physics improvements. Most of these physics improvements have been done, but we've got other stuff we want to add. We want to add stuff for like loam and different physics for mud, grass, gravel, all these different kind of physics things. Stuff like making the bike stop when the rider puts a foot down. Improving the ragdoll. Spin and flip stuff should require preloading and whatever, like stuff that you guys mentioned earlier. Obviously, there's more settings that need to be done. We've got some done, but there's more camera settings. A lot of these has actually been done. I think this is already done. We improved the restart logic. Then we're going to get multiplayer in. Then the whole challenge system. So the whole game's kind of based around these 2 progression and challenge systems. That needs to get in there. We haven't done any visual effects yet. So things like dirt coming up from the tires, speed lines and speed trails, motion blur, other things that we'll add. This is kind of a short list, but we need to do that. Getting the basis for modding. I don't know if this means modding will be out yet, but it's more of like Zach getting kind of the foundations in place to allow modding to happen. And sound effects, we've kind of gotten the first pass done, but we want to do a second pass on sound effects. So once all that stuff's done, then we'll consider alpha. We'll be kind of in the alpha phase, moving into the beta phase. And then everything else is just kind of adding onto it. So beta phase will be improving the Forest Mountain, adding more trails, refining the art direction, adding some Easter eggs, secret locations. Then in the beta phase is when we'll actually allow people to start modding tracks. Another pass on game physics, which is something we'll kind of do in every phase. Adding more stuff to the challenge system, implementing rider and bike customization. Rider customization, our hope is that we can do skin color, hair color, eye color, facial hair, accessories, and then you can change your helmet, goggles, gloves, shoes, jersey, pants, shorts, and we'll hopefully at that point also include 12 branded gear sets from brands. I don't know which brands we'll get first. And then bike customization. So it'll mostly be changing colors of everything. Like all these parts I want you to be able to change colors of. And then ability to equip full graphic sets, whether that's going to be like, okay, I got the Frameworks bike or I'm on a Santa Cruz V10 or whatever. That's kind of how customization will work. I want to improve the haptic feedback in the controller. I want different surfaces to feel different. I think we can do a better job there. Getting the first pass of music. Hopefully we can get 18 tracks. This says source from indie and upcoming bands, but I've changed my mind on this, and we're probably going to change it to actually pay someone to make music for us. Thanks for that, GG. That was a nice, cool gift that just came through.
Nice.
But because the reason why I don't want to get licensed music is then streamers can't, it's whatever. I think this is a game people are going to want to stream and play, live and stuff. So I want to fully own the rights to all of our music so that it's our music. We paid someone to create it specifically for us. And then there's no issues. People can play the music in the game and stream it and whatever. More visual effects, game improvements, UI stuff, right? And then we go into early access. That's another pass on the forest thing, adding more trails, more secret locations, Easter eggs, other stuff, improving modding, another physics pass, more customization, bug fixes, general polish, same stuff. It's just like the same thing, but kind of just like at this point, like after beta, you're kind of just polishing the game, making things better, filling things out. Obviously, more cards are going to add it in here. We'll pull in things from the community, add in here. So that's why like these later ones are kind of empty because we're not quite sure yet. When we get there, we'll figure out what's going to happen. But then you go to Gold Master here, new environment. I would love to have version 1.0 where there's 2 main maps. We'll see if we can get to it, but we might not. We might have to do that later. A weather system, dynamic lighting with day-night cycles, more physics stuff. I want to have the Cranked World Cup series, so we'll like mimic real World Cup racing and have hopefully like full-on seasons and prizes given to the end of a season. This won't be just like one round type things. This is like multiple rounds, and if you participate, you earn points for each round, and then we've got prizes at the end. More bug polishing, and the replay editor would come here. And somewhere in there was more bikes. Where was more bikes? New bike here. So this is where new bike model, enduro trail bike with new physics. So that's the roadmap. It's subject to change, obviously, but you could see all the community bugs. You could see what people are voting on. Like if we go to community feedback, most people want this bike computer. That's the most votes. If you guys want to have your voice heard, come in here and vote on stuff. Like I said, the link is in our Discord. But like takeoff sound, free cam, multiplayer and dynamic camera like in MX Bikes, which is a lot of stuff we've been working on. And you can see here our chat history because this pulls them directly from Discord. So you can see who submitted it. You can see me and him talking back and forth, discussing it. You know, so a bunch of different things that people wanted. Object dropper and all kinds of stuff. So that's how that goes. Hope you guys enjoyed the little run through of the roadmap.
Talon, in Discord, you can. Are you Joe Mama So Fast in Discord, Joe?
Yeah.
So Talon, you can hit up Joe Mama So Fast, or I'm just Brian, Bryan in Discord. If you ping either of us, we'll make sure you're able to get the game. He's the one who had like the 3 issues on Patreon. And
Oh yeah.
I just want to make sure he gets the game and doesn't have to like bend over backward to try to support us. So we'll take care of you. Maybe give us just a little time. I don't know what you have going on after the stream, Joe, but I got to bolt as soon as we.
Yeah, usually after the stream is pretty busy because we're stuck on here locked up for 3 or 4 hours, and then afterwards we have to run and go do stuff. But I'll get back to you either today or tomorrow for sure and give you a link.
We'll get you supported for sure, man. We'll make sure you get to play the game, definitely. Thanks for your patience.
Jax asked, what game have you made? Ryan and I both here worked on all the Mad Skills games. So Mad Skills Motocross 1, 2, and 3, Mad Skills BMX 1 and 2, Mad Skills Snowcross, Mad Skills Rallycross. And now we started a new company together along with 2 other founders called Session Syndicate, and now we're working on this game called Cranked. Can I donate like a lot of money? Absolutely, you can donate like a lot of money. You want to donate a lot of money, let us know. There is a $100 tier on Patreon that gives you a bunch of perks, but if you want to donate even more than that, dude, hit me up in a DM. We'll figure something out.
Make sure you can afford it, though, man. I mean, you know, don't stretch yourself too thin.
This new trail's fun.
Yeah, I want to play that.
I like how it takes you back into this trail. Is the game controller or keyboard? It's technically both. I recommend controller, but we do have keyboard controls, but they're not super polished and ready for prime time, but they're there.
Chase says, this is awesome. I'm jealous. I don't know why you're jealous. What are you jealous of? But it says, what game engine does it use? It's Unity. We build in Unity. We built Mad Skills, the Mad Skills games. From Mad Skills Motocross 2 on, we built in Unity. So we're just good at it, and Zach felt it was the right tool for the job, and so far I think he's been very right about that. Oh, I see Julian answered that question too. Thanks, son. Aiden Butch would love to play the game. You can play it now, man. Join, support us on Patreon, and you can play it now.
Trying to figure out the physics of this big hip. Oh, it's so big and fun though. You
We
just
do,
boost
Merrick.
that thing.
I've been noticing your name, Merrick. I don't know if it's Merrick, Mark. I've been wondering how your name is. It's a cool name though. M-A-R-E-K. What do you think? Merrick? Merrick? I'm gonna go with Merrick. Anyway, we do need a new follower goal on TikTok since we hit 10,000 today. Maybe it should be, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll change
12,
that
50, 15? Oh.
after the stream.
You'll
Probably
see.
100K, dude. We'll just go big. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that is very big.
20,000.
PS5,
15.
Zach Ridgers. You can't play it on PS5 yet, but eventually that's the plan. Aiden, thanks for the follow. And Duck, the guy, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you guys very much.
Oh, missed my turn. Let's go try this trail going slow. I want to see what this tech feels like super slow. Just as a test. So I'm gonna stop here, not pedal, pretend my chain's broken. Broke a chain. Let's just see how this feels. I want to purposely hit stuff, like, and not take the good line. It was pretty good.
Layman on the Red app says, "Hey guys, how do you go about getting bike brands into the game?" Man, we just ask. It depends on the size of the brand. Like getting Monster Energy or Red Bull or somebody like that, it can be a little more complicated because they're big corporate entities. In which case, you generally have to lawyer up. We've done a lot of work with Red Bull in the past with Mad Skills Motocross and Mad Skills BMX and those games, and it was pretty easy working with those guys just because I was was going to races, Supercross races and stuff with so many people from that team that I knew them really well. But to just like make a deal with Trek or somebody like that, you might need to have some kind of representation to get to the bottom of that. To make a deal with Frameworks, who, is the brand that we have in the game right now, we just shoot them an email. Just say, hey man, this is who we are. This is what we're doing. You guys have any interest in, we think what you're doing is cool and you're building something cool and we're trying to do the same thing. What do you think about us putting your bike in the game? And, you just try to be respectful and try to make it make sense for them, make it easy. And usually we end up working with people that way. It's pretty simple. It'd be a lot harder to get like Chevrolet or somebody like that involved. Then you just got to hire. These people normally have licensing teams and attorneys and all that stuff, but we just don't have a budget for that.
There we go. My bike's stuck, guys. We're in trouble. Sorry, I'm just kind of messing around testing physics. This is the uphill speed. Very slow. Based off of my real life performance.
Yeah, Tara on the Red app side, thank you for bringing that up. But we do know about that. Some of the username modding that we got to do, Joe. We need to talk to Zach about that and make sure we get that sorted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to repeat it because it's not okay.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see that comment, but yeah, I know what you mean.
It's up on the Red app side of things. We said something. Zach knows about it. We'll shoot him a message and let him know that we got to prioritize that.
I thought he removed one already.
But ultimately, you have to have a method in the game to get rid of ignorant usernames and stuff. That stuff can't be allowed.
Yeah, the issue. I mean, right now we just need a temporary solution because in the end, it's all going to be based on the platform, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, and they do their own moderation, so it'll just pull in those usernames. So in the end, it won't be an issue, but we definitely need a solution until we get it on those platforms. How did you guys get into game development and software engineering? Both kind of have unique stories. I think I'll give you my short version, but my short version is I just was a beta tester for Mad Skills BMX, the original, and I took my beta testing very seriously. It was an unpaid thing. Like most of you guys have probably, I'm sure a lot of you have tested games that are in production, just like you could test Cranked if you go to Patreon. But I took it very seriously, gave them a lot of feedback, really kind of almost took it as a job, almost to the point where my wife was like, you're spending too much time on this. And then one thing led to another, and they hired me. I became a level designer, and then from level designer became a game designer and design director. And I don't know, I've been doing it for over a decade now. So just kind of learned on the job, figured it out as I went, made it my career, and been making games for a while.
Yeah, and Chase said, did you all used to work in software engineering? Yeah, well, yeah. Mad Skills Motocross and the Mad Skills mobile games, we've been doing those for years. So, but neither of us are programmers. Neither of us can write any code. That's the fun thing about developing mobile game or any kind of games is that there's lots of roles. Making games is not just programming. Making games is designing games. It's making music. It's making art. It's it's reading data. And there's so many roles in game development, and everybody plays a part in making the games. You don't have to be a programmer.
How big will this game be? I don't know what your username is because it's invisible, but I don't know what you mean. If you mean by map size or like things to do, but this is the map we're working on. It's huge. It's like 6 by 6 kilometer. Hopefully we'll have 40 or more trails. I think at this point, on the pace we're going, I think there'll be more than 40 when the game comes out. There'll be all kinds, 6 different zones to progress through, like regions of the mountain, and tons of different challenges, probably hundreds of challenges, tons of things to unlock and do, and there'll be multiplayer, there'll be modding, a lot of stuff, a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of hidden things, secrets. So I don't know if that answers your question. Like
Joe, I
gigabytes.
think we
Oh,
have,
he says gigabytes. I don't know. I don't know in the end how much it'll be. I mean, I don't think you can even estimate that. But right now it's less than a gig to download. And then after you unzip it, it's like 3 gigs, I think. Go ahead, Brian. What's up?
I was just going to say we're starting to tick up there. Might want to start thinking about closing things down. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to show or talk about today. Is anybody have any last questions that you want to pose before we hop and hang out with friends tonight? I will say this: if anybody hasn't wishlisted us on Steam, please consider doing that. It's super helpful. The better we can build that wish list up. So if you haven't done that yet and you're interested, and maybe consider hopping over there and doing that when we shut this thing down tonight.
Hey, Pim, tell your girlfriend thanks. Appreciate it. We will figure that out. But yeah, we'll end it here. We'll do one last round of information. I'm Joe, and this is Brian, and we're the developers. We're the owners of Session Syndicate. Well, some of the owners. And we're making this game called Cranked. Right now it is available on PC or Mac if you want to get like super early development builds. We're in pre-alpha. By joining our Patreon, it's $5 a month. For $5 a month, you get frequent updates and kind of the same builds we're playing, the same build I'm playing right here. Well, slightly different, but you can cancel anytime. If you do cancel, you get to keep the game. You just stop getting updates. And if you end up spending $50 or more throughout the Patreon, like let's say you subscribe $5 a month for 10 months, then when the game comes out on Steam, you'll get a Steam key so you don't have to buy it again. It is going to come to consoles after PC. We don't have plans for VR. We don't have plans for mobile. We're very early on. We're only 6 months in, day 188. And we're just kind of developing this thing in the open, getting everyone's feedback, letting people play on Patreon. And if you want to join that, let us know and hop over there. And otherwise, you could wishlist on Steam. We do have a Steam page up, so feel free to wishlist there. We hope to have a free demo later this year or this winter. You could also join our Discord if you want to talk to us. We're very active on Discord. Probably the best way to talk to us. And if you want to have a conversation or anything, we're always hanging out there. A lot of times in voice chat too. So that's kind of the whole spiel. It won't be free game. It's not free on Steam. When we do get the demo will be free, but the full game will not be free. We don't know how much it'll cost. Can you guys add electric bikes like Surround? We probably will have an E-mount bike, but I don't think we'll do a Surround. I like bikes with pedals, personally.
Mevlo, thanks for sharing the live, dude. Appreciate it.
But the amount of people saying Suron, I feel like we should just throw a Suron in and charge $10 and then we'll be rich. Yeah. Just kidding.
Ilo says, is it free on Steam? There'll be a free demo on Steam probably this winter, but the final game will not be free.
Yeah, answered that one.
It'll be a paid game. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to know. You're one person's answering, another person's reviewing comments, and it's hard to know.
It is.
Will it work on Chromebook? I don't know, but do you know if anybody's tried it on a Chromebook yet, Joe?
Isn't Chrome all based on like internet stuff? So I don't think it would run okay. I doubt it, but I don't know. I don't know Chromebooks well enough. If you are curious how this compares to Descenders, you could watch the first pin post in our feed. We talk about it a lot on the stream, but first pin post on our feed will give you some answers there. Also, if you just test it out and try it, and you'll see exactly how it differs, and you'll know immediately that it feels very different. But that's it. We're gonna end the stream today. Thanks guys for hanging out.
Let me do one more real quick. I want to answer Chase real quick because he asked any advice on how to get. Actually, let me do a quick rundown real quick, Joe. Chase said, any advice on how to get into game development? My advice is join us on Discord. Joe is a master game designer. He's so good at what he does. He's doing it all in public. There, you get to know developers because we're so involved in the community there. You get to see how the process works. I can't think of a better way to get involved in game dev than to find some developer, whether it's us or somebody else who's doing this thing in public, and just be a part of it. So that's my suggestion to you, that you do that. That's one other question I wanted to ask here real quick, I think, before we bail. Because I asked, does anybody have any questions? Then I don't want to miss them. Is it free on Steam? I think I mentioned that one. We'll have a demo there eventually. You can wishlist on Steam now, and would love it if you do. But it won't be a free game. But we will have a free demo there. I think we might be good. Pin says games should be fun for all. Exactly, man. We're not going to tolerate that type of stuff, man. We're not going to. We'll take care of it. And thank your girlfriend for us too, by the way. All right, I think we're caught up, brother.
Yeah, and the person in chat saying Suron has pedals. We got the Suron website here. I would like for you to point out where the pedals are. Tell me where you see pedals.
Somebody say that they're mod kits. They're mod kits, somebody was saying. I don't know. I'm going to start paying more attention to Surons. Everybody's talking about them all the time. They look like dirt bikes to me, man. Doesn't look like a bicycle. It looks like a little dirt bike.
It is. It's a mini dirt bike. This one has
I do want
pedals.
to ride one now, if I'm honest. I definitely want to ride one.
This one does not. So maybe you can mod pedals into some of them, I see, but I think the standards are on no pedals. We'll see what happens. We get that request so much, maybe, but I don't want to turn this into a dirt bike game. We got to keep, it's like the next thing
here's
you
what needs to
know,
happen.
it's
You need
Riders
to get
Republic.
Joe on a Suron. Get Joe on a Suron, and next thing you know, Suron will be in the game.
This is what I said to other people too: is if you can get Suron to send me a free Suron so I can test out the physics, get a feel for it, probably put it in the game. So that's up to you guys. Do one of those posts. It's like, hey, if this gets a bazillion likes, maybe Suron will send me a free thing. It's up to you guys. Make it happen. Thanks. Cool.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for hanging out with us today. I know some of you have been hanging out for a while. I've been seeing your username sticking around. Appreciate it. Join us on Discord. We'll be back here again next week on Thursday. We do this every Thursday. Joe does a bunch of them just kind of off the cuff throughout the week. Julian, Cranked Interns, is gonna join a stream soon. I think we're gonna get Julian on this weekly stream sometime soon, actually.
Yeah, Julian and I want to race each other. As you saw, I was racing him earlier, but we want to have a stream where you can see both of us playing and trying to go back and forth. So we're going to try to set that up. Oh, Ominous FPV just shows up and says, don't leave yet.
Oh,
Dude,
Ominous.
you just missed it. It's been 2 hours, 43 minutes and 23
It
seconds.
didn't even seem like a stream without Ominous hanging out with us, and then he just jumps in when we're walking out the door. That's a bummer.
Yeah, well, NT, we might do. We'll see what happens, but it's too early for that stuff now. We got to get the base game in there, and then we could talk about adding in more bikes and Surons and things. But the amount of people who want a Suron, well, it's more in my mind now than ever before. So we'll see.
Yeah, Elliot, when's it coming out? We don't know when the final game will be out, but it's already out because you can play it right now by supporting us on Patreon, and we'll be releasing this game all through development. So in a way, this isn't like a normal game where there's this time and all of a sudden it's available. Our game is available all through development. So it's just a little bit of a different dynamic for us. If you want to play it now. Hit the link in the bio and you can go to Patreon. You can learn about our Patreon and
Fia, I don't know. Send me a DM. That's a Patreon thing, but send me a DM and I'll give you a better way to get it. I'm sorry. Cool. It's a Patreon bug, and yeah. Anyway, send me a DM or hit me up on Discord, and I'll get back to you.
All right, guys.
Cool.
You want to finish? Oh, you missed it. Much love, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging.
See you guys.